That's not a lot.
Boy, oh
Fuck
boy.
me,
The NBA world going crazy.
Crazy.
Man. It's a Mazzoline still. It's a Mazzine.
Man,
Hey.
Mazzolini.
Obviously, I've officially put in my trade request from the Brooklyn Nets. We couldn't reach a deal. So yeah, I've requested a trade.
Can you explain to everybody why you've requested a trade?
I didn't like the way the Nets were dealing with Kyrie. I didn't like
So is that KD's reasons? Kevin Durant has requested the trade. Is that KD's reason?
Should I break it all down? I can
Break it
all
down. Let them know.
Alright, cool.
You're the resident Nets.
Are we gonna do the little yo intros or
Yeah,
after?
do the intro as well, man. What's
Intros, man.
going
Quick
on?
intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mums and baby dads. Aye, even the baby dads that only feed one of their kids.
Oh, for goodness sake.
This guy loves bringing Twitter topics to the pod. This guy's moving mad.
Welcome to another episode of Take It to the Rim podcast, aka myself, Rods. Oh, I'm rattled. Myself, Rods. Alright, let me start again. Myself, Rods, aka free agent.
Nets.
Free agent.
Brooklyn.
I'm here with the gang, with the big boys. We're all here today, you know. Hey, let's
Hey,
we're all here. It's been a while.
yeah, man.
man. Oh,
Yeah, man.
come on.
Back.
Yes.
I got Clipper Cam to the left of me.
What's good? What's good?
I got LM Heat.
That's it. I don't even know what that was. I just forgot random signs.
Oh,
I don't even know what that was, bro.
And we got LA Jules in the building too.
come on, man. We
So
back.
whoop, so whoop. Blow
We
gang.
back.
Brr, brr. So, okay, cool. So, bruv.
This guy's rattled.
Okay, cool.
This guy is rattled.
Okay, so yeah, I've put my trade
Okay.
request in. So, the Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn what?
Less.
The
Bro,
Brooklyn
this guy
Nets.
is moving
Yo,
mad.
The Brooklyn
It's,
Less.
it's either that
That's
drank
Brooklyn Less.
it's either that
Brooklyn
drank
less.
that drank touching you
Listen.
or like you're just that rattled.
Bruv, both. The Brooklyn Nets less to rest. Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
They are a shambles. What the? I mean, I've seen mishandling of an organization before, but this one is a discovery. Oh,
So what?
oh my gosh!
What is it?
A discovery. Listen, how can you be committed to an inexperienced coach? He's not even a coach, to an inexperienced person who happens to be walk into and trip into a head coaching position. How is Seth Curry helping you coach in a playoff series? How are you not making it? Listen, if I can rush someone now,
You know
that's
what's mad
the
as
first
well?
guy.
Before when we was waiting to record, wasn't we just saying like, oh, this Kyrie thing?
Kyrie blew everything up.
You know, it's blurry.
Yeah, I saw that. I said these lot are finished. Said the Royce O'Neal thing.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Hilarious.
And now look,
Was literally before recording,
Yeah.
it said Kyrie literally blew up everything.
and then literally got a alert
look
on the
what
phone.
happened.
Ping, KD.
Fam, like they're more, bruv, like they're
team's
more
finished.
committed to Steve Nash than KD and Kyrie. Even more committed to Steve Nash than Kyrie. That makes no sense.
The team is finished.
It makes no sense. I can't lie. Sean Marks, Josiah, you lot don't have an organization. You don't. You're a mess. It makes no sense. And the thing where KD was saying from the jump, he don't like the way the Nets are handling this Curry situation. They're not understanding him, all this stuff, and it's like, I get availability is a big thing, but the season, that first season where it went into the bubble as well, no one really played from it. Like KD was out, Kyrie was basically ruled out, wasn't going to play in the bubble. It would have been a waste. That one, I'm writing off that season straight. I'm writing that off. Season after, he plays 60 games. It's still 60 games. Is that really?
In a 72 game season.
Okay, 12 games missed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
That's
good.
calm.
Yeah, it's good.
60 games, and it's not like he had a trash season and trash preseason. That was the year with the 1940-50 club.
50-49.
Boy, sorry to
Yeah,
cut you off.
49.
Breaking news was KD told Joe Tsai directly. So man didn't do the whole message, phone. Man said to his face.
I said, I'm coming to you as a
On
man.
crud, and I hear it.
That's
Shame.
some gangster stuff.
Good. Yeah, come on, my guy.
Just
100%.
go ahead now.
Because, like I said, that season, 60 games, out of 70 games, like that's a good amount of games. The 50-40-90 club, and that postseason, he was having a great postseason. The Nets were having a great postseason. The only reason why it went downhill, and it's not even really a downhill thing, was when he got injured, and it's not like it was non-contact. It was contact. It was less of his fault, more of someone else's fault. So that season, I'm not gonna say, oh, Kyrie, because some will deem it as like, it's like I say, it's literally not his fault. So that one, I'm saying calm. Like, we can see what he's doing. This season now is a bit crazy in the dunya, but it's not like he was the only player that was unvaxxed. Because there was other players that was as well unvaxxed too. If it was just him out of the whole league, cool.
I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters. It's like if you live in a certain part of London that has congestion charge, you pay the congestion charge, and if you don't pay the congestion charge, you get a ticket. That's exactly what happened with Kyrie. He played for a team where you had to be vaccinated to play. Other teams, that wasn't necessarily the case. He had to pay the fine, innit? He had to pay the £60 when it comes in the post. That's how it is, bro.
But the thing is, he paid the fine, and there was also, like I said, there was fines with him that he could still play. He could still play, but they have to pay a certain amount. So it's not like they could have done that, or they could have just, even he could have still been part-time from the jump, because they ended up doing it anyway. But it still could have been from the jump, and I'm sure he was willing, where if they had to fine him every game that he played where he had to be vaxxed, he would have paid it. If Nets were that committed, they would have paid it too. Light work, calm, because then eventually you would have stopped paying, because in the last couple of games the mandate lifted. Like it's like there was, like Gary was saying, the mandate is going to and it lifted.
So what does this mean?
So
man?
that one is like, I get, but I understand the Nets' frustration, because like, bro, just get the vaccine and dead end it.
So do you reckon this is the major factor? Like what is KD's reason from your view?
KD's reason for leaving is because of how they handled this off-season for Kyrie, where the contracts and extensions, it was the main thing. Because he was saying from the jump as well before, he don't like how the Nets are handling Kyrie's situation. He wanted Kyrie to be on a deal, on a long-term deal, so he can stay with Kyrie.
All right, hold up.
That's what he wanted.
I hear that, but do you think the postseason sweep
I was just about to
has
say.
added to that?
Like
the manner of the
it
way
might
you
have been
exit.
in his fault. It might have been in his head from then.
The fact that,
But then with the whole Kyrie situation, he's like thinking, nah, man, we can't run this back. Not even seeing Simmons out there as well. He's
Because
just
the thing,
thinking,
I don't
bro,
think
what's...
because they didn't see the full thing. We didn't get to see how it looked like with KD, Kyrie, and Simmons, and whatever moves they made this offseason to improve, to go that extra length, because there's still a lot of things they had to do. There's still a lot of things that played into part. Simmons was literally meant to be back for the playoffs.
Because even if we saw like a couple of games, at least they could say like, okay,
There's potential there,
there's
but they didn't
potential
get
to
to see
see
that
what's
in-
happening next season.
And I didn't know. I don't know if it's a thing where the Nets were saying one thing and like, yeah, he's ready, he can go and play, but Simmons was saying no, because that has happened before, where there's hella cap. So I don't know what happened there.
And that is what happened, though, isn't it?
Because Simmons was saying saying that he can't.
He said, I'm pretty sure he said that he was able to play one game.
No, he
Yeah,
never.
but that was I think that was what the front office were
That's what the
letting
front
off to
office
the
said.
media.
Yeah, Simmons actually never said, and there was no quotes or nothing saying that Simmons says ready to go. He was saying the Nets are saying. He's never Simmons saying the Nets are saying.
Yeesh.
And maybe there was internal issues with Harden as well before. So there was things that were being sussed out where they thought, okay, maybe it's just because Harden's moving mad and all this stuff, and with Kyrie and all that. So yeah, but there's a lot of stuff happening internally where it makes no sense. It didn't make no sense.
But-
So I think I mainly think, because KD's got 3 more years left in his contract. He wanted Kyrie to get an extension, even if it was 3 years, because at least they'll be there for the same time.
it's like job security, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be here with Kyrie, and we're gonna build around us, right? We can make moves, we can build. I'm here with my guy.
Yeah, because
But-
you know what, it doesn't even make sense for Kyrie to not get the extension. Because if you think about it,
Still.
extensions are kind of dished out for the fact that this guy is an extension type of player,
And I
which
know
Kyrie is.
exactly
the-
availability.
Yeah, that was the only
This is
problem.
what I was gonna say. That's the biggest problem though. You don't want to, because essentially, if you give Kyrie maybe not even a max extension, let's say you give Kyrie 35 over 3, which isn't even a max contract. It's just what he's entitled to way more than that.
Yeah.
That now cripples your team in terms of what else you can do to put around the rest of those guys. So I think a lot of teams, Brooklyn would look at it, well, we can either give Kyrie 30 mil, or we can give 2 guys 15 mil, or we can give 3 guys 10 mil, and make that a well-oiled machine. They're trying to fix in their heads. I think they're trying to fix what they messed up by
mistake,
letting go of all of those role players and bench players that were actually making
too late.
massive impacts. And
Now
now they
they just
realize
let-
they need to build it back up again, innit? Like that seems like the reality of it, and they understand that. I mean, doing this trade to get Royce O'Neal, I don't think he's really worth the time. But I mean, that draft pick wasn't going to be worth a great deal anyway. I imagine anyway. I'm enjoying this though. I can't lie.
I mean, look, you have to look at it as, and I think I said it, touching it before the pod
Yeah.
started. Brooklyn have fumbled the bag.
oh,
From
massively.
here.
Massively.
How highly?
Yeah,
Massively,
from they
bro.
were here
Flipping high,
in a
bro.
matter of a couple of years.
Insane,
Fumbled.
bro.
Like
They
your
fumbled
team,
the MCM. They
everything.
fumbled the Goyard.
Goyard.
They fumbled the Louis V Duffel, bro.
LV Duffel.
It's
Everything.
done out, bro. I can't believe what I've seen.
Like the
Everything.
bag was patterned. Karis LeVert, Jarrett Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie got you into a winning postseason. KD and Kyrie signed.
You know what this reminds me of? You know when you go, I don't go anymore, but you know when you go casino, and you do roulette.
see, my point of the scale. I don't go anymore.
I don't go anymore.
Uni times are tough.
Yeah.
Go roulette, put a tenner in, thinking, damn, this is my last tenner to get a little pasta, a little tuna. It's cool though. I'm gonna flip this
Yeah.
up 200. Cool.
Yeah.
Up 300.
Living a good life.
Almost a bag.
Okay.
Man, them are telling me, yo, pull out, man.
Yeah.
Let's cash out. Nah, I could get more.
At least take half of it.
At least take half. But nah. What did the Nets do? Did they want to cash out?
You want to cash out?
They kept on trying. And they lost. And you're like, you know what? Nah, let's try again. Until you left with what? Nothing. And then what
Nothing.
happens? No pasta, no tuna, bro.
Nothing, bro. You're out here eating oxygen for dinner.
Bro, oxygen. Knocking on your flatmate's door like, yo, fam.
You're even stealing,
You gonna
you're
finish that?
stealing- you know when they got someone bought the pack of Indomie and they
Yeah,
left some
bruv.
out.
Beg you, let
Covered
me
in
tease that, big man.
All right,
Beg you,
cool.
let me tease that.
I'm gonna slide. I'm
I snapped
put it
that in
back.
half.
I'm gonna put it back.
I snapped that in half.
Ah,
Crazy.
you fumbled.
Boards.
Bro, you.
Rodney fumbled
your
the bag as
team.
well because, bro, not only
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Rods, please.
I
Has
didn't
someone
fumble
get
the
out the
bag.
clips?
I didn't fumble
we
the
need
bag.
clips of him
Please,
saying,
come on.
Rods.
I wouldn't even let this
Rods,
happen. I
Rods,
didn't fumble the
the
bag.
reality of the situation is, yeah, whether you made the moves or not, yeah, at the end of the day, you said this is the team.
Peer
This
pressure,
is
peer
the team.
pressure,
This
peer
is the
pressure,
team I'm gonna ride with.
Peer pressure.
And
Peer pressure.
The best thing about it is that you have a podcast, bro, where
Yeah, but
we
I-
document all of this.
It is.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the thing is,
It is literally there.
It's
Thank you.
in the metaverse, bro.
I can be
It's in the
neutral.
There's no hiding.
I can be new. Thank you. Listen. Like, nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, man.
I love this game.
Rods, I think James Harden leaving was the blueprint, and I think prior to that, I don't think KD and Kyrie would have even thought about doing this if James obviously hadn't. And I'm not saying that just because James wouldn't have been there. I mean more so that it shows why are we gonna force it in it? The relationship ain't working. You know, KD and Kyrie have played in the same team now for 3 years. Whether they've played, regardless of how many games they've been at the same organization for 3 years, innit? And it hasn't worked out. Obviously, the first year, like you said, KD was out, and then Kyrie's been messing around. And I think they realized that, you know, it's not smart to mix, you know, business with friends, man. Like it in my opinion, it rarely works out, innit? Because now you're conflicted. Do you remember when LeBron was over in Cleveland? LeBron's last year in Cleveland. He was over in Cleveland, yeah, and they traded for Dwayne Wade,
Yeah.
and it just didn't bang, bro.
Yeah,
Like
It's horrible.
it kind of ruined the idea of them two playing together. And LeBron was like, nah, let's just nip this in the bud. Got him a trade back to Miami. Wade got to enjoy his last year and a bit in Miami. I think KD and Kyrie are just like, we're boys, we'll be good after this, but we need to bounce, man. Like, we need to separate.
ways.
Also, I think they've lost faith in the leadership in Brooklyn.
100%.
Or
They have.
and this is the big point, I think
And-
they've seen Ben Simmons. I think they've seen what Ben. No, real talk. I do, bro. I think they've seen her like.
Hey, yo,
Nah, listen, this
see
guy's
that guy in the. You see that guy in the gym? Alright, let's
Nah, fam.
let's
Like,
come.
this guy ain't getting us out
Come
the
we go.
hood at
Aye,
all,
come we
bro.
go.
You know,
Come we
you know
go.
when you go to a local run and the guy's like, yeah, I got next, but he's ass.
Yeah, like
Fade away brick. Free throw brick. Get this guy.
So many. So I,
3-point.
I've seen so many trainers and stuff say, "Oh, Ben is like a really hard worker and stuff. He's working in this game."
That
Like,
means the dead. That means
These
you're
trainers, you have to say that.
the thing is, I don't think they're lying. I think he has a problem in game, and maybe KD and Kyrie have seen this. Maybe they've like, I don't believe in the rest of this team. The plan to put more guys around the team just hasn't seemed to really work out or do anything. And money wise, like they're tight. They're almost at the same kind of limit as LA, where they ain't really got much spending power. People forget Joe Harris is still on that team, earning like 15 to 18 mil a year, I think. Off the bat, he basically on the same deal as Duncan Robinson. Obviously, he hasn't played the whole year. He's gonna come back, but I think they're like, yeah, we need to bounce. And they're saying what, Phoenix or Miami?
Yeah, so Phoenix is
He
looking.
wants the warm weather, bro.
Wait.
He's looking most likely, and then you got Miami if he does stay. But there's a lot going on because
Come. You could come to Miami. You could come.
how no, no,
Man, if I was
like I want us to touch on
Yeah.
how do you
Okay.
feel, Rodney? Like you've spoken a lot. Beginning of the season, you said
I'm here for Kyrie and KD, as I said.
no.
100%,
You said
100%.
Nets
I could even get tweets right now.
Nets win the championship.
Man said we got receipts.
Yeah. During the postseason, you even said Nets will come back from 2-0 down to take it in 7. Like when you traded for Harden, you said you're winning it all.
You've had some terrible takes.
Stinkers.
You said
No, wait. Let's stop right there first.
Yes.
When we traded for Harden, I said it's peak because I didn't want Harden to go. I didn't.
no. Traded to get Harden, to get Harden. Not
Oh, to
away.
get Harden. Yeah, to get Harden.
to get him in.
And I stand by that. I stand.
You're
by
winning it all.
No, I stand by that. When we got Harden,
But
I
you
stand
didn't.
by that, and I think that. Listen,
But
I
you
stand
didn't.
by that because I literally stand by that one year because listen.
But you
When,
didn't.
no, but that year I stand by that year because that year that was actually a good year, and in the postseason, even though Harden was injured.
But you didn't.
Wait, that's it. First series took care of Brooklyn in 5. That was great. Come now, Milwaukee. Harden gets injured first, and it's just KD and Kyrie. And we was playing well.
But that's down to your
Until-
team.
I know
No,
what
we
he's
was
gonna
playing
say,
well,
until
and then what happens?
Giannis-
Certain Nigerians come and mess up the whole flow.
Oh,
No,
let
I
go,
don't care, Cameron. No, I'm not hearing it.
Let
I'm not
go,
hearing it
man.
because you got no, but
Let
it's true.
go,
They
'cause
undercut him.
you're
And it's
supporting- you're
it's
supporting
not,
Cast,
no,
you're not
because
gonna
it's
get
not
it
only
done.
me.
That's
it's not,
it.
No, but it's
That
not only.
happens, though.
No, but the thing is,
Part of
I
the
know it
game.
happens.
It
No, but
happens,
I'm saying
man.
it's not only me who said that's calling this dirty play. People are saying it as well. People have been saying it. People have been saying it out there. Go and check it. 100%. Go and check it. Cool. That one, and then all the way to game 7 coming down to a toe decision. I'm not gonna count that because that was literally that season, that year. 100%. It was in the bag. It was in the bag.
Ifs,
then it
buts,
got tight.
maybes.
Then
That's
it got
all
tight.
I'm
No,
hearing right
I'm not saying if, but I'm saying it was in the bag.
But it wasn't because
It was in the bag.
it's in Milwaukee's bag, bro. They won the chip.
Niggas had to play dirty and win. I hear it.
The game's
Fair
the game,
enough.
Rods.
Fair
Bleach
enough.
Report just said 15 plus teams have contacted the Nets
15.
about Kate. Bro, I told you. I
The whole
told you.
league.
Let me tell you something.
I'm hearing even Minnesota want him.
15
Even Minnesota now. We Minnesota.
15 plus teams have also contacted me. Yeah.
To do what?
They haven't contacted you, bro. You show no loyalty.
And I'm not even done with the rant because you said that you made Kyrie happen. You took ownership for some of the things,
You
the
made this happen
positives.
too, big man.
Mm.
This one, yes. in a
You
way I
took
did.
ownership of the positives. You said when Kyrie came back, it was down to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you.
It was.
You said you got fed up of Harden, so you said let's get rid of it.
That's me. All me.
So what's this? This is
This is all me too. This is all me too. All right. So. This is all me too. 100%.
how is it you? Tell me.
This is all me. This is all me. This is all me. Yeah. This is all me.
What's gonna happen? Break it down.
Yeah, let me break it down. Listen. Once the Nets, not even the Nets. Let's call out these bums. Let's call out these guys, yeah. Once Joe Tsai, yeah, I'm not even gonna say Tsai, Joe Tsai, that's what I'm gonna call him now, I don't respect him. Once him and that Australian brother, yeah, Sean Marks, Once they shown that they was more committed to Steve Nash, an inexperienced coach who don't even know how to make adjustments in a playoff series. Once they've done this, yeah, then I said, what's going on? How is this happening? Why are you letting this happen? How can you not coach? How is Steph Curry helping you coach? It makes no sense. Like, why? And I said, this is the end. Like, is it? This is it. This is it. And then they wasn't going to extend Kyrie to a max when, listen, you know what he's capable of. Him and KD, they're deadly. Once there was messed around with that, I said, you know what, Kyrie, get out, man. Get out.
What does
KD,
this mean now?
do what you got to do.
What
Yeah,
does
Rods,
this mean now,
let's talk
Rodders?
about what it means, because that's what's
What
important.
does
It
it
means
Very
the
well.
Brooklyn Nets are done. Yeah. Like, they're
For
not.
how long? How long are they done for?
I don't give a flying fish. All I know is that they're done. I don't give a flying
Fish
fish.
is fly? God damn.
In the
In the
night.
Caribbean, they do, bro.
It's true.
Like, they're done. Now they might as well basically go full rebuild. Honestly.
But the breaking news that's just come out was Steve Nash is not trying to do no rebuild. So if
What do you mean Steve Nash ain't trying to do a rebuild?
apparently
Why does Steve Nash have a say in this situation?
apparently
This is what I'm
Steve
saying,
Nash
man.
Steve Nash
This
is
is what
not
I'm flipping-
interested in no
This is what I'm
rebuild,
saying.
and if that is what the Brooklyn
out.
Nets want to do, he's out. Yeah,
This is what I'm saying. That everyone's got. What I'm saying is that place is toxic. You know, them toxic relationship.
That's
where you're
mad.
telling
He's
not
the babes,
interested.
get out. It's not good for you. It's toxic. Get out. Get out. Get out. But they're still in there.
Yo,
Now
that
they've realized.
organisation
They
is
realized
finished.
they're
Wow.
done. Nash is gonna listen because the simple thing would have been just extend Kyrie for at least the same years that KD's there.
Yeah, Nash must be vexed.
If
That,
you, if
that
they
might
done
not
that-
have made KD happy, you know.
No, it was because he wanted Kyrie to get a long-term deal.
He did previously. He did, but
He
all of
did,
this
he
stuff has
did.
happened. The thing is, yeah, KD could have said he was leaving at any point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but after Kyrie's opted into his play option, and he still believed that he's going to be out of the Nets by the end of the season, or maybe even during this off season, KD said, "Yeah, done." Because what? How long till we see? Yeah, Kyrie's also been traded too, or Kyrie's requested a trade. It's
Kyrie
gonna
has to
happen.
get. Surely Kyrie.
He's
has
going to get traded 100%.
Ain't no way he's staying.
He's
no
not
way.
staying. He's not staying. And I'm saying once he clocked into his play option because the deal was done, he probably was going to bust out anyway. So he just said, "Kate, you might as well announce your thing because I can bust out any time as well." So you're on a long term deal, bro. They're on the phone. I'm telling you, when this happened, it was on the FaceTime. He was even at his yard. He was at his yard. When they went to Josiah, Kyrie's probably waiting outside there. Yeah, I'm waiting for my guy. Do what you got to do, Josiah. Went to Josiah, Josiah said, "Yeah, I can't lie, I'm out. You niggas don't know what to do."
But look, on the face of it, yeah, like you guys have shot yourselves in the foot,
massively.
right? The
They're
mistakes have been occurring with the Nets for
They're
years.
finished. They never should have traded for James Harden.
You made a good point off air about how they did this
Years ago.
2013, I think it was, or maybe I think it was 2013, but they traded for Paul Pierce and KG.
Yep.
They brought in Joe Johnson as well. They had Darren Williams
Darren
and
Williams, yeah.
Brook Lopez, and it didn't work. And they gave away hella draft
Everything.
picks, and that's how Boston ended up picking up half of their team pretty much. Yeah.
Tatum, I think Smart off it, but I know Jaylen Brown and Tatum definitely would have been theirs. And I'm not too sure about Smart, but I think his pick might have been it. I mean, the bag gets worse when you deep it.
It does.
Like when you really sit and deep the Nets over the last 10 to 15 years, everything about them has been desperate moves to try and win now without calculated measures, bro. It's constant.
They it's like they're allergic to building through the draft. Like they drafted Jarrett Allen
Yep.
and they traded him. I don't know if they Karis LeVert originally got drafted by Indiana, but I think Indiana traded him to Brooklyn
Very early on, yeah.
very early on. Yeah, so probably draft night anyway. But like, there's no one on that team that got drafted by that team. I think maybe Bruce Brown if he got drafted. I have no idea.
No, he was at the Pistons before he was starting point guard.
So what I mean, so yeah, they keep forcing this trade and free agency agenda, and it just hasn't.
But then, guess what they're going to do now? They're going to blow it up with what they've done. And
Blow up to what degree? Though?
Well, they're
Ben Simmons
gonna-
still going to be there.
no, but I'm saying in
what-
terms of
they're
KD, they have to. KD,
yeah,
and
KD,
then they're
yeah,
now
yeah,
going to
have to.
regain picks.
Because because there's no way, like, even when they trade for KD and Kyrie, there's no way they're going to get someone, like, formidable to really slot in there and win. They're not going to.
I mean,
No, there's not going
no.
to.
Wait, hear me out. So they trade KD.
Because he's got, let's say KD's end up at the Suns, because either teams have acquired, but he's apparently, obviously, like I said, he says Heat and Suns. Most likely, is going to be one of them.
All right, so they trade KD, let's say, for Ayton and
Mikal Bridges.
or Cam Johnson. One of those pieces anyway,
Yeah.
and probably at least one pick as well. And then I don't know what their cap space will be saying, but
Sign and trade away, innit? Yeah.
no, but then they could go and get themselves, maybe if they have space, someone like Bradley Beal in free agency. Again, I don't think the money works out though when you've already got Kyrie on contract.
But could KD go back to Washington?
No.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Out
I'm
of the 15.
as much as every team would be interested in KD.
It's just-
Washington would make no sense.
I would say though, KD's on a 3-year deal now. Brooklyn can trade him to whoever that gives him the best. Like as much as they can respect what he's done for them, at the end of the day, they can trade him literally wherever they want to. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a no trade clause or anything like that. So, boy,
All right, so man, them 5 teams.
That-
KD goes.
Phoenix and Miami, we're gonna have to say.
We're gonna stick to those two,
runners.
yeah. And then if you're gonna talk about them potential packages that we've discussed, Phoenix.
Miami,
All right, let's talk about Miami's package if they were to get him.
you man are giving up Tyler Hero and Bam, 100%.
Or Lowry even.
No
Lowry.
one
Would
wants.
you be mad at that though?
Lowry.
No, they're not gonna
I
want
wouldn't
that.
be mad because we still got that young centre that still has potential. What's that, brother?
Yurtseven, who hasn't
Yeah.
played that much.
He hasn't. But that was the plan. I heard that we was looking to put Bam as a power forward and then put that Yurtseven guy as centre. So if that was the case, if that's the case, that's what we're trying to run. It would make sense.
You do have to look at the fact that if you do trade Tyler Hero and Bam, one being like your highest or second highest scorer, the other being your probably best defender,
Yeah,
Second
that is a
best.
problem.
and probably your third best scorer as well, for KD.
Yeah,
Who makes up both their scoring? That's fine.
but then the
Nah, I would say
defense
both,
is
but yeah.
lacking.
100% both.
KD averages what, like 20?
30.
He doesn't average 30.
He can average 30.
No, but he doesn't. That's the
He has 29 points. something.
KD's not averaging 30 points again.
He averaged 29 points. Something,
Yeah,
didn't it?
yeah.
He was close.
He can average. He can average
Okay,
30.
cool.
At
Cool.
Miami.
Cool.
At Miami,
Cool.
100%.
Give him 30 points. I don't care. Give him 30 points. But then, would you not say Miami are now very thin?
No, we still got
We
a
still
deep
got this.
rotation.
You got what?
We do. Like,
Who?
I mean,
Gabe
so you're
Vincent-
telling me it's
Yeah,
just those
Lowry
two.
will still be there.
Don't
Oladipo will
get me
still
wrong.
be
Your team
there.
were deep because you had Tyler Hero come off the bench. You start Tyler Hero. Your team.
Gabe Vincent's been off
Alright,
the
cool,
bench.
cool.
Gabe
So are we gonna go
Max
with Bam
Strus-
and
Max
Strus.
Strus
Yeah,
as
let's
well.
say Bam and Tyler Hero. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the starting 5 in Miami would be who? Lowry, because you still got him.
Lowry, Jimmy, KD.
No, it would be Lowry, probably Duncan Robinson, KD and Jimmy.
No, they won't start
They won't
Or
start
Jimmy
that.
They
KD.
won't start them.
Who's gonna start at the 2?
Probably Strus, maybe.
They might even start
Okay,
Strus.
Strus then. Strus, Jimmy, KD, and Yurtseven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that team? We already know Jimmy don't care about the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Come play
to,
playoffs.
to be honest, like if you're Miami, you have to do a trade like that.
Of course.
Like, the trade
Of course.
would have to be done, and you just have to go with it. And you just think like regular season, we'll get into the playoffs with that team in it.
we will.
KD and Jimmy in a playoff situation are good enough to probably get out of the East alongside Milwaukee.
The only
defense
way
is a problem.
the only way I would say to you, man, KD's a pretty good defender, but yeah, you're missing out a little bit, and he's taller than Bam, better than Amanda as well.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say to you, man, I would not do that trade if I'm Miami. If I really got something in the works for Donovan Mitchell, where I'm only giving up Kyle Lowry and maybe a secondary player.
True.
I would because I think
That's
you're-
been there. That's been on the cards, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think if you man have Donovan Mitchell, you're able to keep Hero, you're able to keep Bam with Jimmy Butler. I think that's better than just KD and
No, I agree.
Jimmy.
Even Bill. I've been saying I want Bill, man.
Even if you go Suns and
All right.
they trade
So who's third? Next team. Next up on this.
Golden State.
No, impossible. New York are probably third.
No.
I was thinking that.
New York are probably third. They probably are, man. They probably
What
are
about
third.
Raptors?
No, not you. Not you.
I feel so bad for Toronto, yeah, because they instantly thought of no.
What was the list
because
that KD
are not as
brought out?
desirable.
What was the list that KD brought out if it was going to be traded?
There was only he only had 2 teams on it. I saw.
No, he had 4
I'm pretty sure it
teams.
said
He had 4
Celtics.
teams. He had Boston Celtics, Golden State.
Bucks?
Oh, so if it goes Boston, Jaylen Brown
That's
I don't
the
think
guy.
it'll work though
for who?
for Celtics.
Huh?
What to bring KD there.
You don't think working does what make them better?
I mean, they could probably win a chip.
What deal would they'd bring? Because if they
So who they getting rid of?
Jaylen Brown,
Brown.
and whoever else anyone not named Jason Tatum, in my opinion, can go.
Probably a Robert Williams would be sweet.
I think they're holding to him.
That would be tough, but yeah.
I know, but no, but I'm saying if I was
To
Brooklyn,
make it work, you have to
Jaylen
go.
Brown and Robert Williams,
But also,
just to sway it.
I feel like because he's publicly announced he wants a trade, yeah, obviously loads of teams are gonna be offering deals to Brooklyn and stuff. If I'm a team offering a deal there, I'm not trying to mortgage my whole team
No.
just to get KD. And I say just to get KD, it sounds ridiculous, but just because you need
You
him.
need a supporting cast. You see how he was at the Nets.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
needs a supporting
Yeah,
cast.
100%.
You can't mortgage your team because you're seeing. Okay,
So
they mortgage
I
the
think
team.
Robert Williams is gonna be a ridiculously gifted defender in this league. You
Yeah,
cannot
so-
be giving him up.
Woj just came out and said it's likely that not only Kevin Durant but also Kyrie Irving has played his last game with Brooklyn.
Ooh.
And
does
also the
Kyrie
breaking
go?
news that just come out with that is Dallas Mavs are expected to aggressively pursue
They have nothing to give up.
To-
Absolutely,
Mavericks aggressively pursue Kyrie.
They have absolutely,
Dallas.
Mavericks
Yeah. just
aggressively pursue
Aggressively.
Kyrie,
but they have nothing to give up.
especially if they lose Brunson in the
The-
free agency.
let's
They
say-
lose Bronson. They yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think losing Brunson's a bad idea for Dallas. I've had time to think it over. The money you'd have to pay him to keep him, I don't think
Literally,
it's gonna
yeah.
be worth it.
Yeah.
But who are Dallas giving up to get Kyrie Irving?
I mean, it's annoying. They gave up their biggest asset in Porzingis that would have been a starter now in a sort of trade.
Yeah, especially because
Already.
it was just for Spencer Dinwiddie as well. Imagine they send Dinwiddie back to
They
Brooklyn.
involved Tim Hardaway probably in that.
Tim Hardaway or Finney Smith.
Finney Smith.
I just think, like you said, I don't know if Brooklyn would accept what they would offer. Like compared
I don't think
to
they have anything.
what we've
no.
said about Miami,
Yeah,
what we even said about Boston with the Brown. Miami have thrown in Bam, you've thrown in who else?
Hero.
Bam and Hero, and then if you started with the first, who was the first team?
Phoenix.
Suns. You've thrown in
Ayton.
Ayton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It knocks a lot of people off the table.
Yeah.
Who could be another contender? Not
Who else
Philly.
who was in that list? So there was Boston. There was.
I'm pretty sure
Golden
Bucks was in that
State.
list.
I'm gonna go for
Yes, there was Bucks. Yeah, Bucks as well.
that to me sounds impossible though.
Bucks.
Yeah, you're arguably saying trade Middleton away.
I'll do that.
Nah.
Middleton for KD.
just come out for ACL as well.
Exactly. Middleton for KD.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you would.
KD and Giannis.
No, I know.
I don't think the Nets would do that though.
Middleton.
I think-
Middleton. Yeah, it's like.
What?
Yeah, Chris
I feel like
Middleton's-
every option you're thinking of now, just ask yourself: is it better than getting Ayton from the Suns or Bam and Hero from the Heat? And that kind of just puts you in a real.
That's why I feel like the Suns and the Heat, they're probably gonna make a deal. But I feel like
there's gonna be a team.
I think it's more the Suns.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But I think
All the Suns.
the Heat are very well placed
Mm.
this summer to make a big move.
And I think
But-
they have to as well.
But I also
I
believe
think
you've
Suns-
said Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
You've said they could do something for Kyrie, and they could do something for KD. They only have enough assets to do a move for one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do they need most? If I was Miami Heat, I don't want to deflect away from the KD thing, but
We
we've
need a
spoken
scorer.
You need
about.
scoring. You need
We need a
KD.
scorer.
In my
So
opinion,
you would go for KD if that was the three options,
If
and
look,
arguably
can we
you've
put
got to
Bill
give
there
up
as
the
'Cause
same
Bill
level
has
of
declined
players.
his thing. Can we put Bill there too?
What to Miami?
Yeah, because he's declined his
they're free agents money. It has to be a trade. They don't have free agents money.
I was gonna say they gave quite a bit to Lowry and all of that. It's
Between
just quite tight.
Lowry Butler and Bam are all on like basically max contracts in it. They're gonna have to pay Tyler Hero. They stupidly paid Duncan Robinson, which is slightly gonna come to bite you guys in the ass sooner rather than later.
If not,
Yeah, you don't have money to get a free agent.
You would say if just namesake, I'm not. We're talking in hindsight. One podcast, isn't it? KD, if you're throwing up Bam and Tyler Hero kind of packages, you'll go for KD over Donovan Mitchell and
I have to.
Kyrie.
I have
Who
to.
you going for if you're Miami?
100%.
KD. You saying
Straight.
what you're a Miami Heat fan? What works the most, and what do you think you would need most if for next season?
man, well, for this season alone, I feel like the defensive pieces we had playing for last season worked. So for us to give up those players for KD, fair enough, we'll get the scoring we need. We need scoring, but at the same time, we need someone to facilitate to the point. Because, I mean,
Lowry does though.
he does, but that's my point.
Gabe
If we had
Vincent.
someone that can facilitate and score, Larry doesn't do that. He facilitates, and that showed. And even before Larry, we got swept because we had to rely on Butler to do all of that, and then still try to he's tired. It showed in the bubble as well.
But then remember, if let's say a move is done for KD, let's say that convinces PJ Tucker to stay, and also
he's out there.
He's gone.
I don't know why he wants to go as well. Like,
because I think they're. I think.
And then
You guys benched him. That's why.
Yeah, the Sixers could offer him like
Bench-
3 more mil.
In the Eastern Conference Finals,
Yeah,
he was on the bench.
Yeah.
That's why he wants to go, innit? Realistically, and he's got a player option. Realistically, in his eyes. Also, I'll be honest. I think he lost faith in you guys. He saw like your bench completely like melt down, and that was one of the biggest factors why you were so good. And he was like,
Can run it back though. And then now he wants to go Sixers for 3 years. Or Sixers are off.
yeah, but that's just a bag chase, and I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, no, like, well, going back to it, I want to go. I'll probably go for Mitchell. You know, only because like what
Because you get your
Cam
scoring.
said, I
You
wouldn't
keep
be
your team
getting.
together in
Yeah,
the team and get scoring. I hear that.
even though the scoring would be nice, and I ain't gonna lie, but if we still get to keep Hero, Bam, and then bring in a point guard that can, well, it's not like Mitchell's a facilitator as such, but he can still score and he can still, you know.
He's got 4 years left, you know, not 3.
Yeah,
by
it's
the
just
way.
come out. It's 4. Yeah,
KD's got 4 years left on his deal.
guaranteed.
That's excellent.
So
With no player option. It's going to be the biggest, if they trade him, it will be the biggest like trade package we've ever seen.
And this is what the next question I was going to allude to. So, you spoke about packages from our perspective that could work in the top 5 teams. So, in terms of Brooklyn now, forget KD where he wants to go. Which team makes the most sense? Where you getting the most value? I'm talking picks. I'm talking potential players. 'Cause I've just seen people talk about Houston.
Houston have by far the most trade potential. OKC are actually the ones that make the most sense in my opinion. If you could get a return of Shea and like 2, but they also OKC wouldn't do that trade just because them having KD does absolutely nothing for them because of what they're trying to do. However, they are the team that have the most trade assets. They have a star player. I think Shea's come to me. I could say Shea's a star. He's a 20 and 5 kind of guy. You've got a star player who's like under 24 years old, 24, 25 years old. He's only just starting his max contract.
23. Gonna be 24.
Only just starting his max contract now. Plus a couple of picks. That's ideal, isn't it, really?
what Pistons?
I can't lie, the only way Detroit are getting KD is if they give up Cade. And I don't think they're gonna do it. KD's in the last this contract could very well be KD's last like
Ever.
3-4 years of basketball.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to trade your 20 to 21 year old number 1 overall pick for KD. You know who has a lot of trade capital, you know, that could maybe pull something off?
Yeah.
Pelicans. So the Pelicans have the Lakers picks next year,
Yep, they do.
which has a lot of value. They've got Milwaukee's picks from the Drew Holiday trade as well. Yeah.
Yeesh, they do.
They could give you Brandon Ingram. They can give you 2 or 3 first round picks. That might be the best package you're gonna get.
That's a brilliant breakdown, to be fair. Because
KD, CJ, Devontae Graham. He ain't winning.
They could also maybe just do it for CJ. I don't think they would do CJ and
yeah, I was gonna say
Jackson Hayes or something else. I don't know. It doesn't sound as good, but Brandon Ingram, like I wouldn't. It's a possibility. He's on maybe like 5 mil less than KD.
and someone like Brandon Ingram is still someone that
He's still very good.
very good player.
Now
That
you've got Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons still.
and then now you have
1
a
and 2
bit more
picks from
cap space.
2016. You got cap space to maybe make one more move, and you could like Brooklyn could still make the playoffs next year. Let's say if they have Brandon Ingram.
And somehow, if they swayed Brad Bill, I'm not going to say they do, but if they swayed Brad Bill, now they have picks, and then all of a sudden, it makes
They're a completely
sense.
different looking team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're younger.
I don't know if I'm New Orleans, do I? Obviously, you have to make that call because you're telling me you're putting KD and Zion together.
Jesus. With CJ and
You have what, like one of the most skilled players pairing up with probably the most or one of the most athletic, powerful players in the league. Like that could be
already with what they got, like Valanciunas and
So
all
I'm saying,
that.
and they've got other pieces as well. CJ's still there. CJ, KD, and a healthy Zion.
That sound dangerous.
is a big
Yeah,
three,
yeah,
you
yeah.
could
They'll
say,
make a
like.
lot of noise in the West, man.
That sounds
A lot of
dangerous.
noise in the West. I don't know how likely it is that the Pelicans would do that. because they might be
West a bit
thinking,
as well, man.
why would we trade away our 24-year-old all-star? For, but again, that's the kind of move that wins you a championship, innit? At
That's
the end of the day,
Yeah.
Damn.
Who made the move that won the chip recently? I was like, it was the Drew Holiday one, innit?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
that was massive trade as well.
Yeah, I think it was just simply that Drew Holiday one was, yeah.
Massive trade for them as well.
I mean, that actually, now we've broken it down and I'm trying to scan
Yeah.
across the NBA teams. That is a very, very good scenario if I'm Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Big-
I think both teams would be pretty happy with it as well.
Hey,
The Pelicans instantly turn into like a top contender in the
contender.
West, and Brooklyn get a very healthy return.
Picks, a very good young player. That's, you can see what
It
he's
fits more into your timeline as well if you've got
That's
Ben
it.
Simmons as well, man.
This is a mazine.
and then possibly you can just make some mad push for Bill or other agents, free agents.
If you could move Joe Harris, and I mean you still got Seth Curry, but if you can move Joe Harris and one other contract, I think that Royce O'Neal contract is on one more year for next season. If they could move Joe Harris, next free agency, they could have easily between 25 and 30 mil in cap space to go and get themselves, I don't know. I know Paul Zingis is a free agent next year. I know Jokic is a free agent next year. I don't know if he signed his extension yet.
He will sign though.
Most
He's
likely.
what it's been, yeah. He's not signed yet, no.
Yeah.
Oi, this is mad.
But shit like this is what makes other players reassess their situations. innit? Like, we were just talking about Jokic. Let's say Jokic sees, I don't know, let's say KD goes back to the West, stuff like that, and it just makes everyone else's life a little bit more difficult. Someone like, and I'm not saying Jokic is going to do this, but someone like Jokic could see that and say, what are Denver really doing right now, innit? Like, I've won back-to-back MVPs now. You know, people are saying I'm one of the best 5-6 players in the league, and there's nothing really else going on around me. How far is this team going to
All right,
go?
but
not
speaking
sure
of
about
Denver,
MPJ.
let's not
Murray's
hold
got
up that.
injury.
Mary's still in.
Would you trade those two and offer a bit more for KD if you're Denver?
If I'm Denver, I'll give whatever. As long as it's not Jokic, I'll give anything.
Is
really
that
would.
possibly not one of the 15 teams that could throw up an option? Two players that are coming off big injuries. You don't know.
It's very big injuries though. Like we've got an ACL and then a back
back
injury.
issue.
They don't even know if he's going to be able to play. Michael Porter Jr. to be able to play again. If I'm Denver, I definitely do that.
Yeah, 100%.
If I'm Brooklyn, I do medicals in it. I want to see how healthy these guys are.
Because if they are both healthy,
Again, you look at what Brooklyn currently have with Ben Simmons. That's not a
Can
bad.
work, yeah.
I don't. They wouldn't be able to do it though because both of those guys are on like rookie maxes. They'd have to. Brooklyn would have to.
yeah, but they'll probably throw in players.
Joe Harris
maybe
might go as well. Yeah,
a free
Yeah,
team
yeah,
deal or
yeah.
something. But
make it work. I just can't wait, man.
This is a mazine. Man. Can't wait for where we're gonna end
This
up.
one deal has now just opened up a
Free-
whole
I
possibility.
promise you, free agency is gonna hold off for a minute now as well because this happened today.
Yeah.
Free agency started today, right?
Yeah.
I feel like so many people aren't gonna make moves or
Yeah,
or
wanna
sign
see-
until they
they
know
wanna
what's
see,
happening
they're
with
gonna
that.
They're
innit?
gonna wait till what's happening with
Because
KD.
it makes a massive difference in it. Like you don't want to be that team that, like, I know, for instance, Chicago. I don't think they won't have cap space anyway. They might actually, but Chicago are not gonna say, "Oh, let's make sure we re-sign Zach LaVine ASAP," before they know if KD is a
Yeah.
possibility. You know,
Yeah, because I think
KD
first
at the
it's
that
to-
could be a sign and trade as well.
Yeah, it's to see.
Mm.
It's to see. Okay, what's happening with KD? Cool, KD's gone.
Levine and
then,
who
like,
though?
Kyrie's there, and then
Levine and who?
wouldn't
Chicago.
if they get,
That
if they
could
give
be a
the max-
Levine.
if
that
they
could
give
be a
the max to
sway.
Levine, wouldn't it just be a straight signing
straight
trade?
at this rate, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Brooklyn will want more. They'll either want picks or they'll want like a Alex Caruso or someone like that. They'll start thinking about the bench a little bit more in it, and they'll say we need another piece to help the team, especially if they're not trying to rebuild.
So there are scenarios, a lot.
When you start considering the sign and trade possibilities, 100%, there's a lot of things that could happen.
So sticking with Brooklyn then, the whole Kyrie sitch. So he wants to break down
He
what
blew
happened
up-
this week,
He
bro.
blew up the whole world, bro.
'Cause that was a madness.
He blew up the whole world where everyone's like, raw, Kyrie's not coming back. That means KD's definitely gone then.
We were out here on the pod saying, "Oh, I was confident he was opting out. I didn't think he was gonna opt back in because in my head it makes zero sense to opt back in. You're either gonna opt out and take the extension from Brooklyn, or you're gonna opt out and do the free agency thing. I didn't think there was any possibility he was gonna opt back in for a single year. I think Kyrie could have got more money elsewhere. I don't think that's actually what is driving him to make this decision at the moment, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good that players aren't just saying I want to chase the bag completely. I'm very confused now that this KD thing has happened though, because I'm like, if you maybe he didn't know, but if you know KD is leaving, in my opinion, I'm opting out and testing the free agency market and seeing where I can go and where I can land. You want to be as flexible as possible. Now you've opted in. I mean, you've guaranteed that money for 1 year, but where are you gonna go now? Any team that get you now, they have to give up something to be able to get you.
And it's for
they have to make themselves slightly worse at some point so that they can then acquire you to hopefully make them better. So I like it though. Again, I love the drama. I love the fact that nothing is predictable in this in the off season of the NBA, man.
And the off season
I
is
think now
you
they're
don't
going to be
get
looking
it.
at LA like, yo, let's just make a flipping.
I think
deal.
Lakers are going to be heavy on it now as well, man.
Yeah, they're going to be applying pressure now.
But again, what do they have to offer?
It's Russ, innit?
That's the only thing.
They're gonna. I think
I
they're
doubt
so
they'll-
deluded. They're so deluded to think.
They don't even want to offer THT.
Also, THC is not that good in my
He's not.
opinion.
Which is,
Like, I
I
would
don't know
fully do
why
it.
they don't want to get rid of him.
I would fully do it though.
In a heartbeat.
It must be. Pelenka must have some sort of. I mean, Pelenka must have drafted him as well because he was a rookie when they won the ring, right?
Mm.
So Pelenka probably drafted probably some like, oh, this guy could be the but he's not top whatever in his class anyway.
Yeah.
I think you have to let him go. But even then, like a Russ and THT is not enough to really like. Who cares that
More,
much?
innit?
Apart from a team trying to get off someone's bad contract. I was saying Charlotte are one of the only teams that could probably want to take Russ. Because it lets them out of the Gordon Hayward deal.
deal.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it'll be a free team deal if whoever's gonna acquire.
100%.
Kyrie. This is gonna be a mazine now because now everyone's like, okay, let's see what's happening with both of them first to see what moves. Let's not rush any moves now. Moves that they was thinking, yeah, let's make this move.
Let's take
Nah,
time.
let's take time. Let's
Take
see what's happening with
time,
KD
take
first.
time.
Is there a chance for us to get him? Can we make a good deal?
It's like a domino effect.
And then
innit?
saying, okay, cool, KD's gone, Kyrie's after. Okay, what can we do to acquire him as well? Because besides, he can go anywhere and still be unvaxxed. It's just New York, innit? I'm sure it's just New York and Washington. I believe. I think so.
I think a lot of the places have been lifted anyway.
All the places,
lot of
it was
this-
just literally New York and Washington. That's it.
Well,
So
Even New York's lifted, ain't it?
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
lifted now anyway. So, but yeah, it's. This is, I don't know what's gonna happen, but boy,
wait, hang on. So, Jokic, Booker, Towns, and John Morant are all. They will basically have to wait until midnight tonight. Midnight tonight? No, midnight American time. And they're all gonna sign like this. He literally says mammoth-sized extensions.
Who?
Mama size, damn. Who?
Booker, Jokic, Towns, and John Morant. So
Towns.
yeah, he's gonna get a max, man. You know he is.
You know, Supermax got a max.
He might
He's Supermax, bro.
He's eligible for the Supermax.
He is. He's drafted by them.
Like this, Booker's gonna get the exact same deal. Them man are gonna get the same deal that Kyrie is. No, not even the Kyrie. Same deal that James Harden just got off. Same deal that Damian Lillard's on. Same
These
deal
are
that
all
Bradley Beal's.
draftees. Yeah.
100%. They're gonna get the exact same bag, bro. Like it might be a 3 or 4 year extension for.
This is why the Supermax works,
45
and
to-
it should
yeah.
be eligible.
100%.
You draft, and
Yeah, man.
that should incentivize players to stay in it.
You're gonna see Jokic gonna sign it.
100%. Jokic is.
This
He's
was
committed. He's committed. I know he is, but I think he wants to. Like, he's someone that wants to win now. Like you talked about MVPs.
You should, man. You can't win 2 MVPs and still not be.
Like
that
Giannis
close.
was. Like, everyone was saying it about Giannis, and people started doubting him.
You're saying,
until he did what he did.
Until they made the move, they made the right move. And yeah, so obviously, but yeah, they made the right move and it helped them. So, boy,
Jordan Boots at LOL.
can we count Sixers out?
Yeah,
Sixers said they might trade Tobias Harris.
I know that, but
So,
I don't. Not in these
Tobias Harris
discussions.
and who else they can get for KD?
It's not for KD.
Not for
which
KD.
In general, they're
Yeah, I
gonna.
know, but I'm just saying, but they can still try and make.
No,
something
no,
work.
They would have to give up Tobias Harris and probably Tyrese Maxey to get KD, and I think Brooklyn would probably do that.
No, they want
Doesn't
more.
make no sense for Sixers.
Maxey,
They want more.
Maxey's nice.
I know,
Yeah, so they'll be like.
but then, as I said,
It would have to be picks. I don't think it'd be much more than
no, it would. But then, considering again what else they can get out from,
other teams.
I think that New Orleans. I don't know what's going on in the NBA, but I think that is a mad package.
Yeah, 100%.
And even
100%.
with the Kyrie thing, I think I'm just seeing now people speaking about KD being a problem, and they mentioned the 3 times he's left teams, OKC.
Golden State, and now this.
So is the situations he always leaves it's always very it's a toxic ending.
No, but the thing is, with OKC, I hear obviously, but he played out his contract. He was a free agent, so he couldn't play anything. So that one there is fine.
But then it's the result. So it's almost with KD, it's cool. There was nothing wrong with what he did.
But after he's gone, the team just blow up.
Yeah, and it's almost like he leaves you in a bad place, and it's always very toxic. So as a player that you're now trading for, is this what you want? Remember we spoke about this with the Harden thing, when Sixers were getting Harden, and you've seen what he did at Houston, you've seen what he did at Philly, so you've seen what he did at the Nets. So now we're talking about the mentality of the player that you're getting in Kevin Durant, outside of his basketballing ability.
So, like, a lot of people have been, one of my guys, Andre specifically, has been slandering KD, saying how
Running from the grind.
but like running from the grind, is he really as good as you say he is? You talk about his like all-time legacy. He doesn't make anyone else better, and he doesn't really play like he doesn't really make teams win or anything like that. And you say it's really hard to tell us to say take away those 2 years in Golden State, and you start looking at his like resume, and it's not like.
It's not deep.
It's not A1 like great. Like I was doing a top 25 list, yeah, the other day, and I had Steph over KD.
Steph's top 10, bro.
He is because of his resume.
Yeah, because of his resume, and I remember I was watching something. I saw the point that I can't remember what the guy was. I think it was an episode that he made in terms of Steph and KD. Like Steph has made Draymond a Hall of Famer. He's made Klay Thompson Hall of Famer. He's made Wiggins look like an absolute amazing guy.
He got Wiggins a All-Star.
Got Wiggins an All-Star and the ring, and made him took him out of that top 5 bus.
People are saying he's one of the best top 5 two-way wings in the league right now.
Bro, that's all because of Steph.
It's hard to argue right now, dude.
The way he shut down Tatum
You know what I'm saying, man?
in Game 5 and
The
6.
way he was defending
especially
Luka as well,
in
like
six.
the whole playoffs.
The whole playoffs, I'm not even gassing it.
So,
yeah.
Someone just messaged me saying, bring up the fact that KD left the Warriors to prove himself. Now he wants to be traded to both number 1 seeds in the league. And this ain't the first time we've seen.
I mean, it's the same thing with Kyrie. You left LeBron to prove yourself at the Celtics.
And clocked this life.
He left.
He said he wanted to be the man on his own team. And then now he's being...
on all.
Now I gotta pay for everyone's
I am
food.
athlete, yeah. From I am athlete, like he said. But the way how things were is that he said on I am athlete that the meeting that what the Cavs had with him at that time and their plans, what they was with it didn't. Not like it didn't involve Kyrie, but
It wasn't centered
it
around
wasn't.
him.
It was. He didn't agree with it because it was also gonna gut a lot of the team out. You know, and the team that they won with, a lot of them were gonna be gone. J.R. Smith, Shump, RJ. A lot of those guys were gonna be gone.
Yeah, but it was rightfully so.
Yeah, those guys were actually really well taken.
No, but remember they lost. So as a franchise, you're trying to win again.
Why
You
does
lost
Kyrie
it.
even matter if you
Also,
got LeBron
who
James
did
on
they
your
lose
team?
to? Who did they lose
Like
to?
that Golden State Warriors team.
That,
So you're
in my
doing
opinion, no team in the history of NBA
you're
could
trying to do anything you can to just really get back there and beat them.
But it's just one of us forget.
I hear it.
He was immature about it. How he would have handled it now, how he would have handled it. He even said, the way he is now, how he would have handled it now, he would have been LeBron. So he thinks it's close to show he would have stuck behind LeBron probably until he's done.
It's never good for someone to leave the best player in the league to go somewhere.
No, to leave a goat.
To
leave the goat.
To spread their wings. It never works out.
You don't leave the goat, bro.
It's like he got confidence. He got gas. Like he got confidence. He got gas. He was getting obviously the selections. Like he was on top of the world. He's just hit one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. He's like, I can do my own. I can build my own thing now. And it happened. He got gas. And the thing is, in life, you got to take risks. And all you think about is, what if?
But what has that gotten?
That's all.
There we
I know, but the
are.
thing is, he
Now
would
There
have
we
unless he's
are.
done it.
Square
Unless-
the grass ain't always greener.
Yeah, 100%, yeah, that's fine.
There we
That's fine,
are.
but you have to try instead of having that question there.
I mean,
If you don't take, if you
You don't need
Not
to.
when you got the goat, bro.
You don't
Like
need to
when
try.
MJ left.
what if?
But no, I'm gonna bring up this, and it's because it's equal goal
This is
in
an
it.
example.
When MJ left to go and play baseball,
Mm.
I know Scottie Pippen was in a mad contract, but did him and Dennis Rodman move Brazy and cut? What to cut?
MJ left, it's not like they went to go.
No, but it's the same. What I'm saying, there's that. The reason they
It's
won the
not really
chips
the
was the
same
team.
scenario.
No, but I'm trying to give you another similar situation when we're talking goated level
Mhm.
player. Like I can't. Like MJ and LeBron are the only, my opinion, the goats. We can talk. I ain't gonna bring up players in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Talk about them two in it. Other than like LeBron, it's MJ. When he cut for Pippen baseball, bro, they could have done everything to bust out of that team. But I know Pippen was in a mad contract, but they stayed
But yeah, I think
and they won more.
the reason why that one was good, I think because they also knew they basically said he was going to break inside the gambling prediction and then come back. So they kind of always
It
knew,
wasn't that. I've said before, he had gambling debts to settle
and he
after
went out. So
after what happened with his dad. You know, like
Mm.
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
gambling debts to
So
settle.
I
Okay.
think they always knew that he was gonna be on the return. It's gonna be a tough year. Because how long was it for a year?
Like a year and a half.
Year and a
He
half?
came back. He came back halfway through.
Yeah, so
the
it's like
next
it's gonna
season.
be a year and a half. Like, yo, confirm this year. I'm just gonna get more shots everything. But they always knew, you know, like he's going somewhere else. He's like, okay, he's going to handle what's gonna happen. So obviously, have a family. He'll be back. Firm it for the year and a half. Light work. So as if it's not like you went where like somewhere else.
Mhm.
So which is why they always knew.
I think the easiest way to do the Kyrie and LeBron situation is the Shaq and Kobe situation.
I mean, yeah, I think that's quite a good one.
And Shaq and Kobe both said, mainly Shaq, because it was Shaq said it was his fault. I regret the way things happened, because if I stayed there, I would have won like 4 more rings probably or something stupid like that. He said he could have done it all over again, but he let his ego get in the way. And it's the exact same thing with Kyrie.
The difference is
Kyrie could have
Shaq won. Oh.
Yeah, but
So did Kobe,
No, they both did.
but
But
whereas
that's-
Kyrie hasn't won shit.
That's what I'm saying.
since-
And
Without-
LeBron
without
has.
and
Yeah,
LeBron
Shaq was
LeBron
the-
has.
I was going at Miami after.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
He went to Miami, and then 2 years later he won with Dwayne Wade.
Where with Dwayne Wade. So
Yeah, but then the problem, I think, and this is what you said about the Shaq thing, they would have probably have won 3 or 4.
Yeah.
He was
and the
winning
same
one and
way
winning.
if,
Yeah.
like Kyrie stayed now.
But it's
I
like,
think
why
once
would
KD went, they could have.
Yeah, literally.
They would have.
That's it.
I think if they still stayed there and KD went, the year that because what after was what Toronto, I think Cavs would have won that. And
No,
then
but remember
Milwaukee.
remember Golden State did get injured in the third
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I don't think Toronto win their ring if Kyrie and LeBron are still in. Because the only,
Toronto
in my
don't
opinion,
get
the only
there.
reason LeBron left Cleveland was because of the jokers they had around him.
Yeah.
If Kyrie never left, LeBron would have still had Kyrie. Fair enough. Golden State would have still. I don't know if Golden State would have been able to maintain it. They still, because Golden State sounded like they imploded from the inside. Whether Cleveland were good or not, I think that was always going to happen. So, yeah, they kind of. I guess Cleveland kind of robbed themselves of at least one more championship, but it's like that, innit? Egos, man. We say this, egos. I don't want to say Kyrie's a difficult character. I think a lot of guys are difficult characters, especially when you know you're one of the best
I
at
feel
what,
like his
what
is
you
more
do.
publicized.
100%. People hate on him though. And I don't think it's necessarily fair. You know.
No, because Kyrie's just different, and I like the fact he's different, and I like the fact he
When you're
tries to.
when you're such a great player as well, I
It's
feel like
too-
it just brings a lot of attention to yourself. So anything you do, people are gonna look at it and like think, oh wow. Like if LeBron was a prick, everyone's gonna be like, oh. But, I mean, people still hate on
100%.
him, but because they it's like you're trying to find things to hate on him. But it's like, whereas if he was just a right on prick, at least you have something to say.
Yeah.
I'm hating on him because he's like this. Whereas with Kyrie, he's had situations where it's like, okay, we can
Yeah,
hate
it's-
on you a bit.
Yeah, like you've left your LeBron. Why'd you do that? You're
And then to mention, what did he say about LeBron when he I finally got someone?
oh,
now
someone who
that
can
It's
make
like, why
that
would
shot
you say
he's
that?
Like, why would you,
Like,
like that was
He
that
took a
was
shot. He was hurt, innit, man?
he took a shot, but it's like that was dumb because you know what LeBron's capable of. Like you know, like you're saying, you got KD to get a shot, and fair enough, you're saying KD better score. You want to say that, but we also have to remember that, bro, LeBron's about to pass flipping Kareem in points. It's not like he can't score. He's getting triple doubles. He's getting rebounds.
Mhm.
He's defending. He's getting people involved. Like you're saying, you got someone to make that shot, yeah, but you got someone who's going to stop someone, get a rebound, make the right pass as well. Three
Grass.
things, then one.
grass isn't always green.
Because you was with that guy who can make that shot. And what did the Celtics do? Shut his ass down. because he had to now force him to play the point. What happened? And he went missing. Bruv, come on, man.
Can
I
we
think-
talk about? Wait, are we still? No.
No, I'm saying
cut off.
let's talk about
I
the
was
rest,
gonna
the rest
talk
of the
about-
league.
I was gonna talk about the
There's a lot
Hawks.
of other things happening, huh?
Let's go and talk about the Hawks.
So Hawks, yeah, DeJounte Murray to the Hawks, and
Nice backcourt, right?
very nice backcourt. This is someone that Trae Young needs to be paired with now because the schemes that teams would run at Trae in the postseason.
I mean, it doesn't make them contenders, but when you look at that kind of
It
like
makes
now,
it makes them good.
I think it does make them maybe not contenders, innit? But I really see like
more of a challenge.
Atlanta should be the next team after Philly, Boston, Milwaukee,
Heats.
and Miami. Yeah, should be the next.
That's what I was waiting.
They should be the next team though because they gave one player up to get the
Well,
job.
even-
It was
even-
one player and some picks.
Even
but-
Cleveland as well.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, it does. In my opinion, it does because they still have Capella, who's still a good defensive big. Don't worry, he's not amazing. They still have John Collins. Like they still have the whole. The only player they gave out was Danilo Gallinari, who just got waived by the Spurs, by the way.
Yeah, so
Or they're planning to waive
free
him.
agency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and John Collins most. But again, these are all guys under contract. So anyone who's leaving, they're getting something back for the minute. So I think Atlanta are not done. I think Atlanta still probably have one more move to make to get themselves kind of solid and certain. I think John Collins is probably the guy that's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna work out though. John Collins is in about 24 mil a year. So whoever they're getting back, whether it's a couple guys or one guy, should be of some value. Do you think it'd be mad if they went for Julius Randle?
I don't think the New York Knicks would trade him.
Huh?
John Collins.
John Collins for Julius Randle. I think the New York Knicks would do that because I don't think they love the contract they gave him for the player that he is. Don't worry, you're getting more scoring from Randle, but if I'm the Knicks,
It may
Julius
suit
Randle
them.
is stopping the rest of my players from growing, in my opinion, isn't it? He's a ball dominant power forward who can't go right. Who's left-handed and can't go right, by the
The
way.
Hawks don't need that.
But if you think about it, I
The
mean,
Hawks don't need that.
That's a decent
No,
scoring
that's
option though.
it's,
fam.
yeah,
it's
so-
an upgrade on Collins from there.
Because 100%
Yeah.
trade. First of all, you have 2 point
You're
guards.
losing out on
you
defense,
got
though.
Murray and you got
Yeah, there's no way they're gonna let Julius
you're-
Randle dominate
yeah.
the ball the way.
So he can
or
just
bring up
do
the
his
ball.
thing every now
Fair
and
enough.
again. Anyways, it won't be like a
Give the ball to
situation.
Randle, go left.
Does that make them a better team?
you
Give
know
the
where he's
ball
gonna
to
go
left,
anyway,
yeah.
but it's
And then
fine.
He'll get shut down, then at least Trae and DeJounte can come alive.
Yeah. I'm a bit skeptical about the whole 2 point guard thing.
No,
But,
but the thing
it
is-
does help that Jonathan Murray is like 6'5".
Different
Yeah,
size.
the thing is, it's not. I know what you mean. But obviously, it's not like DeJounte Murray had to play that point role. Like it made sense for him. But there was times where before when Derek White was there,
He'll play off ball.
he'll play off ball. So he can play off ball. He's actually perfect because now he's more not like a two-way, like in a sort of way, kind of like a three-way guard because he can help play the point because he's played that position before.
Let Trey be
And-
off the ball more.
Yeah,
should
and then
be
you can
good
let
for
Trey
him,
play
yeah.
off the ball more where he plays more like a Steph Curry kind of role off the ball, screens, running round. Cool. So he can facilitate there for Trey. He can also go out and get his own and he can score. So
Because
not only for Trey but for the team he can go and score. And he can defend too. So you kind of get three things out of him where he'll be fine for him playing two guard.
Because let's rewind back to the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
where obviously the Heat's just locked down Young
They
completely.
put Trey Young
And
on
Atlanta,
a leash.
Atlanta
So-
didn't really have much else as well,
Exactly.
which is like
so
one of
now
the,
you got Murray, which if they had him then, it would have created a lot more options,
it would have made it more
Yeah.
difficult for them
and
to
it
do
would
that.
have been a bit more challenging.
And
for
at the end of the day, in my opinion, you traded a guy who's probably at the last couple years of his career
Yeah, Kevin Murray can go.
for an all-star.
And a few picks. It's calm.
Big
I-
move.
If
Big move.
you're Atlanta, I mean, you don't really want those draft picks. Like Atlanta they've been making the playoffs as much as they're not a great team or as good as they want to be. They've been making the playoffs, so those draft picks aren't really amounting to a great deal.
People are saying
They just drafted Adrian Griffin as well. He's like a small forward, so they have another wing player to put in the mix with Hunter as well.
people are saying that I still are thinking, wait, I'm seeing people put question mark like they're now like one of the best backcourts in the league, or if not
not
the
the
best
best.
backcourt.
They
in
have
the
two
league.
all stars though. A lot of teams don't have that. Who's the
Two
best?
All-Stars. Backcourt.
Who's the best backcourt in the league? Is it still Golden State?
Clay just came back from France. I know they won, but Clay
I
was
need to
mid.
see him
It's-
So who's the best
Clay
backcourt
was
in the
still
league?
mid.
It
it's
can't-
got to be them then.
It's the,
No.
No, I'm not necessarily. I'd still take Golden State over what Atlanta have. However, they are definitely one of the best backcourts in the league now. Like it's hard to argue that when you can't even name me. Like
What,
Dame and
Phoenix?
CJ don't play together anymore, huh?
Phoenix.
We just saw what happened though.
You saw
innit?
what
Like,
happened with that code.
Trey Young giving you more points than Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And more assists.
You get like between DeJounte Murray and if you put DeJounte Murray and Trey Young's last year together, last season compared to Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they're definitely putting up more numbers in general. I don't necessarily know if that amounts to more wins. I'm just saying, it's tough, man. That's what I'm saying. Like
Second best then.
I'm sure there was a period of time where Washington had Bill and Wall. Golden State obviously had Clay and Steph. Who was it? Dame and CJ were together as well. Like there were a few decent backcourts together. It's not so much a kind of pairing thing. People are moving more towards wings, I guess.
It's changing, isn't it?
Times are changing.
If I had to grade that DeJounte, I think that's what we should grade these kind of moves. The DeJounte Murray trade, I'll give that a.
I'm giving it A. Straight A.
I'll give it an A as well. In my opinion, if you can get an all-star for giving up next to nothing, I say next to nothing. Draft picks do mean something. Gallinari isn't like a premier player in this league, and he's older as well. Like you've now put a backcourt together for the next couple of years. Also, DeJounte Murray's contract is very friendly. He's on like 15 mil for like the next 2 years.
So for now,
It's light, bro. He'll get an extension, but you've got another 2 years now.
What you have to do if you're
Where you could still go out and get if you move the John Collins away, if you get rid of that Bogdanovich contract, you've got a max contract roster spot. That's a big deal. You can go and get someone else. Could have had a Zach LaVine if LaVine was looking to explore play. Zach LaVine at the 3.
that would have
No, I
been.
think that's a bit.
They need a big man.
Yeah, they need
Quality
they
big
need
man.
a nice two-way wing, bro.
I need a quality big man.
Could still trade for Ayton, you know.
I was thinking that.
Send John Collins and something
Collins,
else for Ayton.
yeah.
I don't know if the Phoenix would do that necessarily, but that would put them in prime position to be good.
I mean, there's moves that are happening. How about the Bradley Bilsic? He's apparently looking to
That professional bag
opt out.
chaser staying. He opted out so he can go for the 5-year max at Washington, man, bro.
You reckon?
That's- Bro,
Either that or he
Yeah,
tests
I
free
think he is,
agency.
man. And
I
I'm
think
really
he could-
disappointed in it as well.
I don't have any hope that he's going somewhere else. Like, he could go to the Heat, and the option's there. He could go. Where else could he go that makes sense and he can contend?
He built.
Yeah.
He can go Miami, he could go LA, he could go
Yeah.
Brooklyn, he could go
LA could only be signed and trade though.
yeah. Washington will never do that. You're talking about just straight free agency pickups.
It's Miami. Miami still haven't got the space.
Miami don't have the space, so he can't even go Miami. Any place he's going is most likely gonna have to be a sign and trade, unless he goes to like Chicago.
Or
If for
Dallas
some
or
reason
something,
Chicago-
yeah.
I don't know what Dallas's financial situation is looking at because they're only gonna be able to give
Chicago?
Brunson the money because of like the bird right extension kind of thing.
Yeah.
But outside that, I don't think they have cap space to sign because they keep giving people like 17 mil, like terrible. You know, Bertans, he's on like 16
Yeah, he's
mil
on
for
a-
the next 3
yeah.
years.
Why?
That's Washington signed into that, and then
Washington
because
getting
he was
there.
part of the Porzingis trade, isn't it?
Mm.
He was alright in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not.
It's a lot of
great
money
move.
though, isn't
They
it?
keep doing shit like that, innit?
Yeah,
and then
100%.
they'll be shocked when Luka Luka gets his contract year. He's like, oh no, this is for me.
Boy.
I mean, when you do break down Bill's direct options in free agency, it's
It's
not
not
great. Yeah.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna stay, get that 5-year max, man. If he's not looking great, he's gonna just go for the bag.
But fuck him, I can't lie, man. Like I like Dame, no sympathy for you.
listen. I'm telling
Bradley
you
Beal,
now.
no sympathy for you.
And
innit?
Do you see what Dame put on his story?
What about the picture of him and KD?
Piss
Could
off.
still happen, to be
Piss off.
honest.
I rebuke it. I rebuke that happening.
Portland.
No
wait.
way.
Let's
No
do
way.
this quickly. Portland, yeah. You can have
It's a waste of time.
Anthony Simons.
Waste of time.
You can have
Nurkic if you want.
they don't want Nurkic, but Nurkic, Josh Hart. This is getting ugly.
It's a waste of time.
I'm saying this is
Making
getting
it more
ugly.
about
They
harder
ain't
than
got
it
no
is.
assets. Like
Listen,
it's gonna. it's either going to be the team that has the best player available or the most picks in it. That's why I think the Pelicans. If the Pelicans wanted to, they have both of those situations for the minute. Like Brandon will probably be the best player
they can get.
if the Pelicans are willing to give him up.
There's no Damian Lillard knows. I don't want to see. It's illegal for any sympathy. I don't care now. No sympathy, no nothing. I don't give a flying crap.
But then if someone like a KD, I'm very, very
no,
talking,
no,
ends up in Portland,
let's
is that not what Dame is holding out for? Is that not worth it?
No, I don't even know.
Is that what loyalty is not about?
If KD went to Portland, would Portland even win?
Then it's a waste of time. It's
Probably
a waste of
Yeah, it's
time.
a lot of trash around those two still.
Nothing good should go to Portland now. I don't care. No sympathy for Dame. Keep losing and get your money. Just do that. That's what you deserve. That's what you want to do. Cool. No sympathy there. Bradley Beal, as soon as he signed, ain't Bradley Beal, 5 year. Sympathy out the window. Screw you.
He'll be on
lose.
I think he would go down as the highest
Paid loser.
No, because I think Giannis would maybe be on the same, but he could sign that supermax. That supermax. Yeah.
Just sign it and just get your money and just have fun at it. That's what you want to do. No sympathy. I don't. If I see any pictures with him side face, don't flip and be sad, bro. Just flip and smile. I don't give a crap. But you're the one who wants to stay there. Smile, bro. Smile when you're.
What's Boston's cap sitch saying?
It's not great. They've Brown's on a friendly deal, about 24 mil a year. Tatum's about to get his extension though, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's already signed his extension. So Tatum's extension, I think, starts either this year or next year. It's got to be this year. He might have already been playing on his extension already.
I'm sure they have to lock up Rob Williams when that.
He's only just starting they gave him a 4-year extension already. It's like 4 years, 10 mil a year. It's a very friendly deal. It's Al Horford sitting at 30 mil right now. Like something
they got to
stupid.
offload that boy. I'm not saying
No.
that.
Not after what you saw.
No, you offload that.
What, right now?
Just hear me out, yeah. If you don't have Al Horford's contract and you don't have, I don't know, who's the money on that team? This is the thing, they're not very deep, innit?
No.
Nah, they can't get rid of Marcus Smart. Let's say they free up another 5 million. That's 30 mil.
But with Al Horford being offloaded.
I'm not sure if Al Horford got bought out by Oklahoma City or not. I feel like he got traded from OKC back to Boston for Kemba. They did. No, Al Horford's on all the money that he got signed on the contract with Philadelphia. So he's on like 27 mil.
He is on a lot.
So they have the space. That's what I'm saying. They have some space. It's just not workable for them. I had a move in my head. I can't remember it now. It was a good one. If you're the Lakers, will you trade Anthony Davis for Kevin Durant?
I just saw that as well.
I would trade Anthony Davis for Kevin
100%.
Durant.
I just saw that as well. Someone was saying
Hey Disney. Hey Delicate.
Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant and LeBron James
Oof.
in the same team.
With Russ.
Scary hours.
The Russ thing's a problem there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a problem.
What
sounded
if?
so good.
What
They
if?
said
Russ.
with
No.
Russ. Yeah, but it's not the same Russ in OKC.
Nah, man, it's
even though it's still
Yeah, but what if they manage to somehow do a Kyrie thing on a separate deal?
For who?
Russell
us.
Westbrook.
KD, Kyrie, and LeBron.
Everyone's getting fined. Everyone's the level of tampering. Everyone's getting fined. Do you remember David Stern with this Chris Paul thing? Adam Silver's waiting.
This guy's picked a new team. I know this guy's
Bob's relax.
Man's pouring Cam's drink.
This guy's
Man's pouring Cam's drink, bro.
Hey yo, KD, LA, we here. I'm here for you.
You're moving mad.
Yo,
If I'm LA, I give up
100%.
AD.
If they said what? If they said, listen, give us AD, KD, what? Switch straight, no hesitation. This Donny who jumps up and when he goes up, when he goes up, you don't know what's happening when he comes down. Button that, bro. Get his ass out of here. You haven't shot since April 5th. Yeah, don't go and shoot somewhere else and go over there.
But even
What?
with the age difference and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes, 100%.
I think if you're able to pick up a guy like Kevin Durant while you still have LeBron James who just averaged 30 points a game,
you're doing it, bro. And you know for a fact as well that situation, there's no, I don't know if it's gonna work. That's working straight. That's working.
Yeah, that's right.
Fully.
Russ has to be there, I can't lie.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Russ has to be there. Let LeBron play the one.
Yeah, 100%. What offense runs through KD? Calm, easy. 'Cause that's the role that because that's what he's doing with AD, right?
I said North Mid.
Bro, I'm doing that straight. What? Hey,
I did
you better
see
make
that,
some
but I was
phone
like,
calls.
If you're LA, you do that. If you're Brooklyn, that's probably the best player available now.
Yeah, we spoke about
Still young.
Brandon
Still young.
Ingram.
He's young, it's like 20.
That's a franchise player
Okay, not young.
Yeah.
and a superstar.
With Ben Simmons, I mean,
Yeah,
you might not get no games out of them niggas. So that's the problem. Honestly, this is the truth, though, isn't it?
they've been together for 4 years. They played 20 games combined.
Fam, like they really might not get no games together. This is embarrassing.
If that happens, AD is faking an injury straight. AD's faking injury say I ain't playing, bro.
I don't think LeBron could do that to him. Because LeBron pulling that trigger, but I don't think LeBron could do that to AD.
If the Pelinka,
Not what LeBron. You see what he put on his
if
Instagram
Bucks and Pelinka come to
about
LeBron
Anthony
and say
Davis.
we can get
Like, he did a highlight reel of Anthony Davis and was like, everyone's talking, but
From the
what-
bubble, yeah. that's the only year he has highlights from, isn't it?
But we have to also if
That's so rude.
Genie Bus and Rob
That's
Pelinka
so
come to
rude.
LeBron and say, listen, we can get KD, but AD's got to go. What are you saying? We can disguise and say
Get
it wasn't
out of
you.
here, man.
We can just overpower you, and you can come up with a fake argument. We can do that. They'll do that. What straight? You don't think LeBron will be like KD? So not AD, but KD. Someone who has come off a Achilles injury, who's played more than Donny, who has an ankle made out of feathers. What?
That random one.
Ultimate scorer. Come on.
That probably, I mean, it just doesn't make sense, but I will still for it. If Russ was to somehow get KD something, I'm just throwing it out there.
Get KD something. What,
Not as in like in a trade. It wouldn't,
Russ for KD.
yeah, it wouldn't make sense. But if the Lakers could throw in other bits, I would say, how would that free work? I'm just forget.
LeBron, KD, and AD.
No. I again, this trade will not
That's a
happen
3
in
to
that
5
style.
already
'Cause that's
right there.
crazy. But
Yeah.
I would just hypothetically, how would the ball? How would how would it work?
That's
Because I think
LeBron
I
at
think
the
there was
one,
still
then-
DJ. Is it DJ Augustin that they had?
Who?
Lakers.
Okay, yeah.
You just put him at one because all he had
DJ,
Augustine or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm saying that. Wait, can I land?
he's a horrible player.
Yeah, I know, but
Nah,
the thing
yeah.
is,
Shouldn't
all you need is
return.
someone- all you need
You
someone
stop
to
smoking loud.
Someone
Wait,
that
bruv,
knows
you
the
didn't let me land.
fundamentals.
I'm saying.
How you say DJ Augustine? You didn't even let me land, bro. You landed and crashed. You crashed and
Wait,
burned.
I'm saying.
What are you
I'm
talking about?
saying you just need
Augustine.
someone to dribble and pass the ball to LeBron.
Man,
That's
just,
it.
man,
Why
just
didn't
said
you say someone more
just the,
credible?
the
You
fundamentals.
DJ
Augustine.
Augustine. Don't need that.
Stanley
LeBron James
Johnson
is
will
your
play
point
the-
guard.
Okay.
LeBron James is
You'll
your
play
point
LeBron
guard.
James,
Yeah,
Stanley
let
Johnson's still there.
LeBron
so you put
play the
Stanley
one,
Johnson
man.
there.
Malik Monk said he wants to come back for reduced
Okay,
money as well.
so I say it'll be LeBron, Malik, Stanley, KD, and AD. That's
I'll be honest, it would never happen.
It
However,
would. Yeah.
that's LeBron's greatest team he's ever played on. That's better than Miami in 12 and 13. That's better than 2016 Cleveland. I mean, that's the only two good teams he's played on, really. That's better than the bubble Lakers.
Yep.
That might be the best, like, what they call trio of all time.
boy.
It would be. It's not even might. It would be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying
Even
to
if,
think.
even if AD only plays like half 41 games, that's still the best trio.
I'm trying to think of what trios could match that in NBA history.
That's better than
If San Antonio's free.
That's better than Worthy, Magic, and Kareem.
But
Hmm.
that's all.
That was a reach, innit?
That's all
Ooh.
speculation.
If AD plays, what? That's such a if.
Yeah.
That's a big if, innit? If AD's healthy. If he's healthy, it is, but he probably won't be. So
But you see, this is what it does. Because, like you said, with something like this,
everyone's thinking,
mm,
what can we do? How do we do?
like no one's safe. AD ain't safe.
Yeah, really. Like I said, there's very few players in the league that or teams that wouldn't trade their best player for KD. Dallas. I don't think the Pelicans would get rid of Zion.
No.
Even all the injuries, I still don't think he'd do it. I don't think the Grizzlies would give up Ja. I don't think Boston would give up Tatum.
Hawks won't give up.
They would.
What, Trey?
Yes.
Hawks.
Yes. Would the Hawks give up Trae Young for Kevin Durant? 100%.
Yeah, they would.
They just got married.
100%.
They have to, yeah.
In my opinion, you
Before Murray, though.
100
would.
even more. They're more likely to give up Trey before they had DeJounte than after, and I still think they would do it either way.
But,
You don't think so?
I think Steph. I think Steph's another guy.
Yeah, because the Warriors will see what's the point. Like, no, we're good.
There's not many. I mean, we're talking
That might be it.
less
Maybe
than-
maybe Denver and Jokic. Maybe
less than 8 players
Embiid
in the whole
Giannis.
league.
Yeah. That's about it. You got those young guys with mad potential. I even think Hornets will probably go.
Who say it?
Nah, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. LaMelo
Because
don't
the
make
rest of
sense.
the team suck though. That's the only
Yeah,
reason why.
LaMelo
Because
don't
the rest
make
of the team
sense.
suck. Yeah, he's safe. I think Minnesota would give up Edwards for KD
Mhm.
fairly comfortably. Detroit might give up KD. I don't know. When you get to those younger, like the last couple years of draft picks, the teams are still shit. So adding KD doesn't do a great deal for them. But when you start looking at those guys who have younger players who are looking like they're going to be stars or superstars, I don't think there's a chance. Alright, one thing, and then we're not talking about KD no more, yeah? If Golden State
Oh gosh.
come to the table to Brooklyn, yeah, and they're like,
Oh.
big man, we'll give you Wiggins,
Yes.
yeah, top 5 two-way player in the league.
Yes.
We'll give you James.
Yes.
We'll give you James Wiseman.
Yes.
Oh,
Give you Kuminga.
Kaminga.
I'm not giving Kuminga.
Moody.
I'm not giving Kuminga
Moody.
and Jordan Poole.
Ooh.
Nah, man.
Plus a couple picks.
They're gonna try to keep Paul.
I don't
anyway.
think Golden State would give up anything
Why
because
would they
I don't
do
think
that?
Golden State want to do that trade already. By the way,
Yeah, of course.
it wouldn't
I don't
make
think Golden State would say
because
yes.
of
to that trade.
Paul. 100%. If it was, you said Wiggins, Wiseman, someone else.
What? Chuck Moody, and I still don't think they'd want to do it.
Yes, they would with Moody. Yes.
Why? Golden State just won a championship without KD. Why are they going to give up players to get him back?
Because it's still gonna be amazing. It's still be six, so you'll still have Steph.
No, but
Clay,
I-
KD.
No.
Drake. What?
It was different when they got KD the first time because it was a free agency move.
Mm.
Yeah. Now we're talking about
Giving up.
them having to give up players to do it, and we're talking about give up young future players as well. Like I think Golden State.
They're giving up Moody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moody, he was still I think either a lottery pick or he was definitely a first round pick.
Wiseman.
He might have been a lottery pick. Wiseman, who was their number 2 pick, who I think they're still
With
they're
his
still
health
thinking
and
about their future.
rehab, they're thinking like, yeah, future, but this guy, like, I think Moody and
And we've
Wiseman
also,
will go
and
with
they've
these.
already seen the fact that it doesn't necessarily work in terms of like when this guy was here, we were winning, it was great, but the energy was off, man.
Mm.
The energy was off. Just for KD's come back and then in a year's time, Draymond saying we don't need you, we won without you, you're a bitch again.
Then Draymond, no, well,
Then Draymond what? They're not
Draymond's
getting
already
rid of
said
Draymond.
without KD, we would never. Bro, they're still boys, man. They'll be fine.
Of course, they're still boys, and I still think could they make it work? Yes, but I don't think Golden State are giving up a damn thing to get Kevin Durant apart from Andrew Wiggins.
I don't think they need it. They've, like you said, they
They're
want to
good,
chip.
man. They're
Wanna chip
good.
without him. They know they can run it back with what they got.
Yeah, Clippers, you lot can make it.
Do you reckon the Clippers of the John Wall thing? It wouldn't really make sense to get someone like a KD. But have you sold yourselves too early with getting John Wall
Yeah,
in?
but how do you feel about the addition
Why,
of John Wall?
we're gonna get him for like $6 million
Mm.
because he got waived. It's a different
Yeah,
thing.
'cause he
You're
got
not taking on that
phase.
contract.
We didn't have to give up anything to get him, and he's gonna be on like a mid-level exception. That's calm, bro. Like that's the best point guard available at that price.
Mm.
So I'm happy
So
with that.
do you start John Wall or
Yes.
Reggie?
So no, you don't start John Wall. You start Reggie Jackson. You
But
start
now,
100. Yeah, to start the season, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Game 1, Reggie Jackson will be our starting point guard.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah,
But
yeah.
are you gonna eventually start John?
Yeah, it's to start John Wall, though, I think.
Because you're gonna start John Wall.
I need to know what
You're
I need to know what I'm
you're
seeing
going-
first, because everyone's saying this about John Wall. Don't get me wrong, John Wall's played basketball and he's been pretty good, but it's good to it's easy to look good on a terrible team like Houston were.
He weren't
Houston were
playing
like,
though much, innit?
I
he
understand
wasn't,
the
but
thing is-
even the year before when he was getting some game time as well, like he wasn't like 10-10 really.
Bro, he was only
I'm saying that's great. However, you're doing it on a terrible team.
Yes, but
You're the
thing
best
is-
player on a terrible
Yeah,
team.
okay, but the thing is, right, if he lost skill and he
Nets
was
may
getting locked up,
Nets may want Booker, for Suns, and then Bam for Heats.
You man are losing Bam in my opinion because May one is calm. Bam in my opinion
It's
for Kevin
nothing.
Durant, easy deal.
May.
If you
May.
keep Tyler Hero,
Mad. What?
he's fleeced in my
If you
opinion.
keep Tyler
if you get KD without giving up Tyler Hero, just Bam, fleeced.
The league's in that is curtains.
Yeah, fleeced, 100%.
That's actual curtains.
100%. KD's turned up with ashy legs every game and dropping 25. Easy.
Yo.
I'm not talking about KD no more. Sorry.
Sorry, I just had
but I
to.
say-
It's okay. No, do
with
that.
With John Wall, I'm
Yeah.
saying obviously you'll get a pass, but like, not saying he doesn't care about scoring, but he won't have to have that responsibility. It's just you'll play defense, pass first point, which is what he is, which is what you guys need to insert. I'm not saying Reggie Jackson is bad, but I'm saying eventually you're gonna start Wall, and
Yeah,
you're gonna have
yeah,
Reggie
yeah.
Jackson playing that 6th man, where he's gonna control the second unit again, do what he does, where if he can facilitate, or he's gonna score. That's gonna be the best thing moving forward.
Yeah, I think the Clippers are one of those teams where it's not going to matter that much who starts. It's going to be who finishes the game, innit? I think very easily we could have John Wall and Reggie Jackson finishing the game, playing Wall at the 1 and Reggie at the 2, Paul George at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, and then Zubac at the 5. And I think that's a really good team in my opinion.
Yeah.
First of all, to close out games in terms of being able to give you scoring options. We're still a good defensive team as well.
How do you think Kawhi's going to be looking coming back? Because I saw videos of him putting up shots.
He was clanging, bro. He was
Yeah,
clanging.
he was like he
I'm fine with that. I don't care.
he made a few
One out
then
of
clang
like
clang clang
five,
clang.
that's all.
But
I'm not worried about him.
I'm not worried because
Early
even
days, man.
even
This
if
is
I saw him literally not play a whole year in that have the whole San Antonio
San
thing.
Antonio
Come to Toronto and win a championship
yeah,
and be finals.
and he
MVP.
played amazing. That's why
I'm
I'm
not
not worried
concerned.
about because the guy's a robot. Like I know
he's one of the
Cyborg.
best
He's
two-way
a
players
cyborg.
to ever touch. He's a rightly
Yeah,
so NBA
that's why I said
75
I'm
player.
not
He's
worried
ridiculous.
I'm not worried about when people say, "Oh yeah, but Kawhi's just coming back," and so Kawhi not coming back 100% is still better than most two-way players.
You know, this is not a good play. This is a great play. We're talking
Yeah,
about.
I
Great
think-
players don't find this ain't a problem.
And I
for
think
great players.
Kawhi will be like in my opinion, like maybe start the season. I think he should be at no lower than like 85%. And that 15% is just rust. The fact that he hasn't played, he's got to get into game shape, which I think is just by game 15 to 20 he'll be in game shape. And that should be it.
Yeah.
Like I said, by the start of game 1 of the regular season, Kawhi wouldn't have played basketball for 18 months because he got hurt in the playoffs, second round of the playoffs last year. So, bro, it's loaded, man. I'm cool with the John Wall situation though. I do think John Wall could be the answer to some of the questions or to some of the needs that we have. And a lot of it is, I don't like the fact that Paul George and Kawhi have to be the kind of playmakers. We just saw Boston out here. What happens when you don't have a certified playmaker in it? Like, you start struggling, your guys are getting turnovers. And we were doing that against Denver in the playoffs. We were doing that against Dallas in the playoffs. That especially that year we lost to Denver with the 3-1 lead. We were turning over the ball crazy, not being able to control the tempo of the game and allowing them to go on ridiculous runs.
Yeah, what game? It was one game. Was 6 or 7?
Which one?
It might have when you were up big and you just needed to
We
control.
were
the
up
game.
24 twice in that bubble series against Denver.
Yeah, you had big leads. You
Yeah.
just having big.
And
I
I
think
remember
one was
there was-
24, one was 27.
And one game, all you literally needed was someone calm it down, facilitate points, keep it
Relax.
calm. Yeah, relax.
Let's set up one of the easier plays. I don't care
And
what
you're
it
gonna
is.
get that with John Wall. Those will be like, let's relax, boom, quiet, pick and roll, calm.
Also, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying John Wall is the same 19, 20-year-old kid he was when he first went to Washington. The guy is still athletic, innit? The guy is
And
still
he's still athletic and he's still quick.
still faster than most,
Like,
innit? That's what I'm
he's
saying.
slower than before, but he's slower now. Is one of the fastest still in the league anyway.
And I look forward
Mad.
to him playing in transition for us.
That's gonna be
you know.
nice. Yeah.
I'm also glad he's out of Houston because it wasn't a good situation
Nah,
for
yeah.
him
They
and the
literally
franchise, and
trying to
it
play him.
wasn't the best. So it's good to see him out
Yeah.
at a contender as well.
It's sad when you see good players like start going through that period of their career where they're stuck on a bad team and the team starts questioning, oh, maybe you shouldn't play.
It's just a shitty situation.
Mm.
Yeah.
100%.
So what do you reckon you're set? Near enough? Like any?
I was saying before we had John Wall that we should be the favourites to win.
We've got you've got a very good deep team.
I don't think it makes much. Like as much as I was saying it's good that we have him, my expectation is exactly the same, innit? Because I can't get any higher.
So you expect to go far, like
You
championship?
said a chip last week.
I said
Oh.
championship or we fucked it.
Yeah, it has to be because
That's my expectation. We've completely messed up if we do not win a championship.
even before John Wall, it was like the Clippers are still a very
You
good
comfortably
deep
have
team,
one of the best
comfortably
teams in the
one of
West.
the best teams in the league,
Comfortably.
100%.
Have one of the
And
best
now
teams.
that they've filled their little gap that they needed just to be polished, now you've done that. It's all like for me. I don't see. Like obviously, the first thing is health. You guys have to be healthy. As long as you guys are healthy, for me,
We
you
should
guys
be.
should go all the way.
We should be. Paul George just got married
100%.
the other day.
You got what?
Just got married the other day.
Oh,
He
yeah,
needs-
yeah,
He
yeah, I
needs to
saw
be
that.
locked in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nah, he needs to be locked in. Innit? Paul George needs to be locked in.
I'm laughing. Tell you what, it's the off-air shit. This guy says, yeah, that don't get posted out because we
Nah, his
don't
wife
do
is
that.
bad, isn't it? But he needs to be locked in. Innit? Like I need you to come back.
She was a stripper, right? Yeah, she was.
But talking about a man's wife, like,
No, you
But she was. But
asking questions you know the answer to. That's your own question. Yeah, sure.
he was dating what Doc's daughter. Then got her she was pregnant, and he's like, "Raw, now you have to wife." But right, innit? Boy, play around turn permanent.
They've got like 3 kids together now. They've got
What does she even do?
influence, isn't it? Like influence, isn't it? I don't know.
Is she?
influences.
She's bad, isn't it? I don't know, bro. Just
I'm-
Influences, isn't it?
What's he
Like,
saying?
Is she? He's an influencer.
Promoted Slim Fast and that.
No,
yeah,
she's-
probably.
she's no, let me not speak because I'll be moving mad.
Listen. I just need my guys to come in locked in. I need everyone to be switched on, ready to
What
go.
he needs to do is airplane mode when it's game day because you shouldn't be getting no message like, "Oh, the kids are hungry." Go and flipping.
Nah,
feed
come
them
on.
then.
Think about how many guys get that kind of message, though, innit? Bare guys.
No,
have.
but I remember there's people who was that on the day they say, "Don't chat to me, don't like when it's
Probably
like,
Kobe.
you-
He's the type. Man's doing up girl dad, but really, his
Nah,
friend
listen,
might have been on D&D.
3 hours, two to
Time.
3 hours before the game. Don't shout me. Here's the number for like maybe let's say someone in the office to come and say something he's on the
Agent.
bench. But other than that, don't chat to me. Man needs to be locked in. Do my braids and go and feed the kids, bro. That's-
He
that's-
cut his hair off as well.
He cut it. Yeah, you see now less
Oh,
time.
quite has he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He cut his hair off. He did it at the end of last season. Though. He was playing games with like short hair again.
oh.
I feel like that's- Oh. Boy, but yeah, you guys gotta go all the way.
100%, man.
Have
Like
to go all the way.
we should have been the was it seventh or eighth seed last year, but obviously we lost to Minnesota after they won the they won the play-in championship.
Yeah, shout out Pat Bevan. That.
They barely won the play-in championship, by the way, but that's their business.
I mean, there's no more playing next season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank goodness.
Yeah, man. So
I'm happy about that.
I think I don't think we'll have the best record in the West. That's just my opinion. There's always one team, whether it's Phoenix
I
or
think you guys should be
Utah.
a comfortable top 5 though.
We should be like top 3. Outside the top 3, I don't think we're gonna have much chance of because we need home court advantage at some point.
Yeah.
Like you look at the fact that Golden State finished 3rd in the West, yeah, and still had home court advantage because they had a better regular season record than Boston. Played a massive part into them coming out here. Like those first 2 games, even though they lost game 1, it definitely helped them knowing that if they can tie it up 2-2, game 5 is back at their place.
And that's obviously a massive swing.
Massive
but, yeah.
swing, man. So, I think we need to have a top 3 seed, and I think we can. I don't think we spoke about last week, by the way. Dallas.
What, Christian Wood?
Yeah,
Oh, we did.
No,
We
we
did?
did. Yeah, we did mention
with
Christian Wood going over because remember it was draft day and
Exactly.
drama, yeah. So we did mention
because I know we were talking about Jalen Brunson a little bit, and I
Jalen Brunson meeting with
the Knicks.
Yeah, not the Heat. The Heat's not. It's not scheduled.
the
on
Heat
that
said
third
that-
table, but either way, bun that.
I'll be honest.
I think he's actually going to yeah, he's gonna.
he should he should go to New York.
Yeah,
Chase
keep your money,
your
man.
bag,
Bag,
Yeah.
Be your pops, might as well because.
I do want to highlight because more stuff has come out about it, and it's sounding more like he didn't want to play that backup role
To
or
Luka.
backup scorer role to Luka kind of thing. He said he doesn't want to be the second option on a team where the first option is so ball dominant.
Mm.
Yes, he's so ball dominant. So I'm just saying, so never saying like Because if you're like ball dominant, all right, cool, but you know.
I mean,
but
LeBron
he
is
said-
ball dominant,
yeah,
innit? But
But
you know.
he said so ball
Yeah, yeah,
dominant.
it kind of
So
it will take
that,
you out of
that
your game.
agenda about Luke, like I don't listen. His teammate has said it, and it's the reason why he doesn't want to be there. So that pussy, that them grown men saying back in that agenda that Luke is not a ball hog.
Yo, man,
Right
them
there.
bro.
I see Knicks give Brunson 110. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they tried to go for him at
4
110 over 4 years. Something like that. That's a
Fuck.
mazzoline, bro. But yeah, boy.
Get that bag.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. He's gonna go New York because one, I don't think Dallas shouldn't want to match that offer in my opinion, innit? If you've got, I don't know how much money they're gonna have. I think it's best in their thing to do a sign and trade.
So I think they might Dallas could well easily aggressively push.
Oh, he
Kyrie.
said he's taking the deal, yeah.
Did he say?
That's what my Bleach report. Woj just tweeted. Jalen Brunson plans to sign a 4-year, 110 mil deal with the Knicks.
Yes, but then I'm even thinking, would it make sense for the Mavs to pursue Kyrie and Luka? I don't know.
You might as well just
I think it's worth. It's better than what they have now,
it's
innit?
worth trying,
It's
innit?
worth, worth trying.
Maybe if obviously Luka plays someone who is at Kyrie's skill, who's efficient as well, is like, you know what? Yeah, you can. Like you've
We've
done
seen
it.
Kyrie play off ball. To be fair, when James Harden was
Yeah,
was
so
there, and it
that
did
could be
it
nice.
did kind of work.
And also, Luka knows, okay, Kyrie's better than Bronson. He's got more skill. He's won an NBA
he's won an NBA
He's
title.
won a title
Yep.
with those shots. He's been efficient. He's had a good season. 50
He has to
points a night.
trust him.
He's of course he's like this. This guy is the skill level that I should be playing with. Take the ball. Giving it to Bronson to do what 4 hezzies and get blocked. Allow that, man.
Brunson don't even Brunson's game always made me laugh, even when he was at college, because he was at Villanova and he's like a 6'1" guard posting other guards up, and he hasn't really stopped now. Like his game is really like in and around the paint, and he's just posting, turning, spinning, and just putting up
Tough,
floaters
bro.
kind of things.
Yeah,
It's tough, but it's not 110 over 4 years tough in my opinion, man.
yeah, it's not.
But again, New York love giving bullshit contracts out to players.
Them regretting it a couple of years in.
Yeah.
So what's New York starting five is going to be? What, Jalen Brunson at the 1,
RJ Barrett at the 2,
RJ plays the 3 for them.
Free.
Fournier at the 2.
Fournier or Quickly, it should be Quickly.
Should
but
be
whatever.
should be quickly
Then-
at the 2.
Then you got RJ at 3,
Randall at the 4.
and they're probably going to bring Mitchell Robinson back as
Robinson
well.
at the 5, and they'll do all of
Derrick
that.
Rose coming off the bench. They just traded away Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel.
Yeah.
They still got Cam Reddish though coming off the bench as well. With
If they give him
Yeah, if they give him
If they
minutes.
give him minutes.
Let's see what happens in
they,
next
if you're getting rid of those all those guys, that just need to- you have to give him minutes, man.
100%.
And then whoever out Quickly and Fournier. Don't
What does
start.
that even do?
Maybe 8th seed. Maybe. The Hawks just got better.
To me, the Hawks, Chicago,
Brooklyn
Boston-
aren't good. Most likely won't be in the playoffs next year. Though. Depending on who they trade
I
for.
still think Cleveland are better than
Yeah.
Knicks. So I can say Cleveland, Boston, Milwaukee, Chicago,
Philadelphia.
Miami, Philly.
How many is that? 6,
That's 7.
7.
And this 8th. Who was the 8th team?
So there's Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Heat,
Chicago.
Chicago,
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Hawks.
There was one team. No. There was one team that was
Are we
certain.
saying
Not-
Charlotte or not Charlotte?
Not Hornets, no.
No, not Hornets.
Not Hornets. It is the Knicks.
We're not saying Indiana. We're not saying Charlotte.
No, not Pacers. Not Wizards.
No.
Not Pistons.
Wizards, not Pistons.
Pistons.
Nah.
We should know about that one. Pistons.
There's 15
and Knicks.
teams in the East though, man.
Pistons, Knicks.
We're definitely forgetting someone.
Because Nets are out. So.
Toronto.
Yes, Toronto.
That's what we're forgetting. Toronto.
Beyblade P.
They managed to get what the
6. Was it 6?
yeah 6th seed or 5th seed even. They might have had 5th. Oh, they have. I don't even know what seed they
Boston
had,
was
bro.
1. Milwaukee was 2.
No, Boston went 1. Miami was 1.
No,
Boston were
Miami
2.
was 1. Boston were 2.
Milwaukee were 3. Philadelphia were 4.
Chicago.
Chicago were 5. Toronto was 6th.
Cleveland.
Brooklyn ended up finishing
Oh,
7th.
Brooklyn, then Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Boy.
Yeah. They might. But again, that depends on other teams. Also
Yeah.
depends what
Them
Brooklyn
Knicks,
maybe
them
get out of the
boys
KD.
in New York Knicks ain't gonna do nothing, bro.
But what? Yeah.
They need to
It's
convince
a
me.
bad move from them. Alright.
Like I say, they're fumblers. Is there anything else before we finish off?
I mean, we spoke about
Yeah, obviously free agency tomorrow. Any other big free agency moves?
so
Any-
Levine's gonna get his max deal. We know this. I think Bradley Beal is stupid and is gonna take an extent. If Bradley Beal somehow says I'm not going back to Washington, I might cry. Because I'll just be like another guy who will now be out here available. Again, I don't know who's gonna be able to pick him up.
for what he wants, for what he can get close.
Oh, we didn't talk about this. Sorry, Harden's taking a pay cut
Yeah.
Yeah, for the to better the 76 team.
so that they can get PJ
Dedication.
Tucker. Yeah, so that they can one get PJ Tucker. Two, I think it will help them in the future in terms of Max's extension.
Yeah.
That's going to be an important one as well because Maxi got drafted in 2020. So in next season he'll be eligible. They'll be able to offer him an extension anyway, and he's going to get decent money. Most likely, anyway, he'll get fairly decent money.
I mean, they have to, or he'll walk, innit? So you have to.
Restricted, he'll be restricted, so they could sign him back for whatever someone else matches as well. But yeah, it's in their best interest to do it. But yeah, I slightly respect it just because one, and I'm always for every player's getting their bag. However, when you sign to that bag, you need to live up to the expectations of the money that you're signing to. I think he's now managing people's expectations by the amount of money he's going to be on. One, two, it shows that your head's screwed on, bro.
Yeah, he's trying.
Telling me that, like, I now believe you when you say you
Dedication.
want to win a championship. You want to make sure that this team have every piece they need around them to be successful. If let's say Philly moved Tobias Harris for, what if Philly need more than anything else?
It's more offense.
I think they need to fix their bench. Their bench is shit.
Yeah.
Like Shake Milton had a good run for a little while, but he's
Yeah,
not like
just-
serious. Korkmaz isn't that serious either. Like
Yeah, they need to.
I think
Harris
they-
has never been serious.
if in my opinion, if you traded Tobias Harris and got like 2 to 3 role players back in return, that's it. Two's more likely than 3. But I think that's a better situation for you. Get yourself like a shooting forward who can space the floor a bit more for you. Not saying that Tobias can't, but with Embiid, you want him to have the whole paint to himself.
Because if they're going to be a tougher space,
Word,
hold off.
word.
That's nice there.
I don't know why they're offering to give PJ a 3-year deal. He's the same age as LeBron, so that contract will have PJ signed to a team until he's 40 years old.
That's the reason he's leaving Miami, innit?
I think we said it. I think the reason he's in Miami is because Miami benched him. One, I think it's probably going to come down to minutes. Two, I think obviously the money. Like 100%, it's the money.
Yeah, but Miami was going to offer him like 27. So
I don't think he believes in Miami as well.
Yeah.
I think when you look at, even though Miami finished first in the East last year, how many of you?
No, we all said it.
Luke, did you think Miami were going to win the title this season?
How many times did I say it on the podcast? How many times did I say it on the pod? There ain't no way in hell they win the championship. Ain't
But it's
no
not like
way.
they were far off because
They
it was
are far off though, because none of us thought they were going to do it.
Game
Nah, man.
7 in Eastern Conference Finals, right?
They still would have lost the Golden
Bro,
State.
in my head, yeah, I had four
Yeah,
teams. I had 4 teams making it to the finals before Miami did.
What? Go on.
Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, and Brooklyn. I had all 4.
Mm.
Even though Brooklyn got bounced in the first round, they still had more of a chance to make it to the finals than Miami.
But who got further out of those?
Everyone had the
it's-
same outcome.
It's
It
the
wasn't
side
really
you were on, though.
You man just played more games to lose.
Only one team wins, innit?
Technically, the Celtics did because they went all the way and they still lost.
Yeah, but Celtics got some experience out of it.
True.
You know?
Yeah, because experience is what matters, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, then again, Jimmy has but then Jimmy has experience, right? But he still took that shot when it would have been better.
Listen,
for
we're
him
supposed to be
use.
wrapping up. Now, why are we getting back on my?
The watch came off when he started itching.
I'm just saying that if we're going on to
Listen,
boy,
we'll save it for next week. You know?
Jimmy for the 3.
So Walker,
Release.
Walker's in free agency as well. Isn't it?
Who, Kemba?
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't trying to pick up that.
No, I don't want to pick him up. I'm just saying, innit? I don't think.
Bro, I don't know if any team's gonna pick him up. You know, I'm actually, I'm on.
So
No,
what's
no,
he
no,
gonna
no.
go?
Someone pick him up.
Someone's
Man.
gonna pick him up. What's he gonna do?
Kemba's an NBA level player, man.
Yeah, man. He's
okay, but
he's
who-
still
what-
nice with
what-
it.
Yeah,
He
whoever.
had his first triple-double on Christmas.
I mean, yeah, that was
Denver?
big. That was big for
It
Kemba.
was like 10 points.
It was literally. I watched that game. I was like, wow.
Denver pick up Kemba.
Anyone, man. Like, he's serviceable in this league.
Lakers are desperate enough to pick up Kemba on the mid-level exception.
He'll get his little money, man.
Mavs didn't even offer Brunson a deal, you know.
They didn't even offer it.
Nah, that's Bleacher Report just said.
They didn't even. It's because they knew they can't match it.
They can.
It's
They
not even
can't match- they
because
can't
they
match
said no.
what
They
they
said
want.
they were going to give him 20. They was going to give him 20 or 25 over 4 years.
That's not much different though.
Yeah, it's not much different, but I think they didn't make offer because they knew that. I think it kind of made it. A bit
It doesn't
of a
make
fact.
sense
He
to
didn't
pay him
wanna-
that, man.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense because Mark Cuban was out here saying, "Yeah, we'll pay Bronson, like we can pay him." But I think the issue.
I think he
with
said
him
to
and
me that,
Luka,
yeah.
I think the issue with him said that he's made it clear with him and Luca. He's like, not that there's anything against Luca, but he's so ball dominant. I'm out here catching dust. I rather not re-sign and lock myself in to 4 years. Of
And we saw what he did in the first couple games of the playoffs when Luka went there.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Oh boy. I guess being so ball dominant comes to bite you in the ass, but then again.
So, Mandem, yeah. Final thing before we go in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring it back to Everton in Brooklyn. This time next week, by our next pod, what is gonna be happening? What's happened and what
The
will
trade
happen?
happened that early? Will it happen that quick?
Yeah, that trades can happen now. And to be honest, I think by that point, most teams would know what they're going to do in free agency in terms of re-signing as well, and who's going to be available.
Yeah.
I think KD probably would have been traded
I think it'll be more speculation.
because Brooklyn are going to be fielding so many offers from so many teams. They're able to filter out what ones are serious and what ones aren't, and they can start doing negotiations from there. And they could probably start doing negotiations like tomorrow if they really wanted to.
I think from next week, then it will be like KD will be gone.
Kyrie,
They'll
maybe?
be looking
They'll
to
be looking to ship
deal with
Kyrie,
Kyrie, yeah.
deal with Kyrie. So, and they'll be looking to find me too. But
that you're moving, man. that KD deal will decide very much as to what direction Brooklyn are moving. Because if KD goes and you're seeing the return is more draft picks than player capital, Steve Nash is gone.
Nash is gone as well. Just stepped down.
I think personally he'll go regardless.
Yeah, they're gonna trade KD and Kyrie. He's gone.
Yeah.
If they do that Pelicans thing I was talking about, I
Maybe.
think he'll stay.
Yeah.
Just because they can very much still contend with Ben Simmons. That's 1 and 2 in the 2016 draft as well.
Mm.
Somehow trade Kyrie back to Boston for Jaylen Brown. That's not really a good move, but
No.
Boston won't like that.
Boston
The
might do
fans
that.
won't allow it.
I mean, there's ways. There's always ways, isn't it?
mm.
As we always say. Anything else to say, boys? Before we run out of here.
Nah, man.
I just look forward to
Seeing what happens.
next time we come on here. I know something's gonna happen. Something's gonna shake up in this time. I guarantee you by the time we get home, on the drive home,
But when we wake up,
something stupid's gonna happen.
Mm.
Exactly,
Wake up tomorrow
100%.
morning,
I
man.
reckon.
Gonna see
I
something.
reckon Saturday or Monday.
No, I really don't think they're gonna wait that long, man.
I think Saturday.
Because it's because of free agency, they need to move quick.
This
Yeah.
is this is like the moratorium period they have for like 2 or 3 days anyway.
Mm.
In that time, that's where all the verbal agreements happen on like, a lot of these contracts.
If they can do something quick, then they can facilitate something else in the free agency.
Exactly.
Work this,
And
work
they have
that.
more time to make other moves to make themselves a better team.
Okay.
Also, how long has he got to wear this Brooklyn top for? I mean, this Boston top for?
Forever, to be honest at this point.
Well, how long we saying? 2-3 months?
to the start of the
It's
regular
gonna start
Till the
stinking.
start of the regular season.
Slightly, but it's gonna start stinking.
I watch clothes, bro. I watch clothes.
Till October.
You might as well leave it at the studio.
Hang it up in the background.
No, it is. I'm gonna have to do like a double item, man. That's the jersey and the hat or something like that. Or
What together? You haven't ordered it
I've got the jersey is coming,
en route, yeah.
but I need to find something
Yeah.
else.
How long we saying now?
I mean, if we're doubling the items, then we can still. I don't know, man.
2 months?
2. Aye, people think I have no clothes, you know.
Slightly, I want you to be wearing a jersey and like when it starts snowing and shit in December as well.
Yeah.
Not saying you're gonna have to wear it all that time until then,
with the
but
shorts as well.
oh yeah, no,
Nah,
man.
man. What if I don't want to cream my legs that day? I'm gonna be like KD.
Get the 24 armband. Like,
Mm.
like
I
Tatum.
ain't doing that strippiness, bro. I'm flipping Tatum did
The
that.
text, the change someone's
You
name.
weren't here. Do you think the text thing is that mad?
Bro, he changed, bro.
Like
weird.
I said, you didn't have
It's
to post
weird.
it.
It's a thank you.
Like I said,
And he
didn't
tried
have
to
post
downplay it. So
you didn't
bad.
have to post it. You didn't have to post it. I've said it again. You didn't have to post
Could
it.
have kept that to himself.
Do your
bro.
thing. He said, "What's that, Luke? What's that tweet? What's that tweet that he said? Yeah, that tweet. He
Weird.
do your success thing is silent because you.
Oh, what my tweet?
Yeah.
do,
What's
your,
that?
do your thing in silence. You don't want the bad people to hear silence.
There we go. You didn't have to post it. Do your thing in silence.
Do your thing in silence.
Text
Yeah,
it,
man, he
post
he
it,
let
I got you.
he
to
let
the-
Kobe
you're out
down
here
in his
losing.
grave,
Piss
man.
off, man. Shame in his. Piss off. I don't give a toss. I don't give a toss. I hate
Ain't-
the way he
ain't
handled
getting
the
no
whole
things
thing.
done.
No accountability, no nothing. We. Nigga, it was you. Nigga, you.
Always
okay?
teaching Deuce.
You. Yeah, what you? Bro,
You're
what you?
deep.
Oh, no, what you mean?
That
You
is
don't-
off.
You're deep.
Yeah.
That is
On
off.
on that note,
I hate what you teaching. Because even I saw a video of
that's why you get the
Steph
things.
Curry's son, ball handling, two. I see Deuce. He travelled first of all. That's a turnover.
He's a youth though, man.
He's
He's
inheriting
not-
it. It's generational.
Ronnie is an animal.
Turnovers
So I saw
aside.
him. He went. He pivoted, and then he's right there. There we go, moving the right. But
He's
his
a
left
youth,
has gone
man.
up. Boom. He travelled, went for the lay. Boom.
You sound
3 steps.
You sound just like Skip when he
3
said
steps. Yeah. I don't care. 3
Bro, you're
steps.
talking about how,
He
you're
turned the
talking-
ball over twice in
You're
one
talking
possession.
about toddlers, bro.
I don't give a crap. Toddlers. He turned the ball twice. Turned the ball twice in one.
These are the
possession.
views of Rodney, not
Whilst
everyone.
Cannon Curry is out here doing bam, 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 boom, boom,
That boy
boom.
can't even speak, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro, he was doing up Steph Curry's pre-game drills, bro. What are you showing Deuce, bro? How's average 100 turnovers every postseason? That's mad. That's crazy.
The same person that swept you. And on that
It
note,
wasn't him. It was everyone.
on that note,
Also, next one thing I would say next week when we come back, I'm sure Rodney will have a new team for us.
yeah,
Yeah, well, obviously, got to work out the deals. Different teams.
Have you been in talks with anyone already? Any hints you want to give us?
Been in with a few.
East or West are you leaning towards?
Yeah, where we leaning towards?
West has, a lot of P guys from the West have been DMing me, and obviously I was like tampering that, so I can't
Name
really
names.
say much. But I can't do tampering. I don't want to cost people money in it. But yeah, there's a few,
Spurs are definitely rebuilding.
Yeah, of course.
We're
man.
Manana.
What
I just got a huh?
Manana next year, innit?
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
Super
100%.
tank. The super tank.
Super tank for him.
100%. Get themselves another Tim Duncan.
Super
Tim
tank.
Duncan.
Literally,
sorry.
bro.
They just said they're renouncing Lonnie Walker's rights, make him an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, they're on full rebuild, bro. They're on full rebuild.
I would love the Lakers to have someone like him in the roster.
Rebuild a Lino, bro.
Can't afford him though.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, man.
That's about it.
Wrap it
Make
up
sure
there.
you follow us on all socials. Take it to the pod on Twitter. Take the Rim Podcast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe,
Yeah.
post notifications, comment, DM, interact, engage, all of that. Yeah, man. If you're gonna do certain things, don't post it. Keep it to yourself.
What is going? We're gone, man.
But yeah, other than that, as Jules says,
Over and out, baby.
That could have meant anything.
There's a lot going on right now.